Five, four,
Uno, dos,
three,
tres, cuatro.
uno, dos, tres. We're live.
Ichini, san, shi, go.
That's how it is. You put your left foot in, you put your right foot out, you get a low grade. We're in the
You just
building,
turn
and
it
as
all
you
around.
just keep on shaking and baking. Hello, happy Friday. Welcome to the low grades. As you can see, it is I, the mostest, hostess, MC with the toastest, and I said that all wrong. I could give two shits. J2, and to my left or right, depending on which way you're looking, I got none other than my brother from another mother, Mr. Sith fucking Lordly,
With my gremlin on a couch.
with
What's
the
up,
gremlin
bitches?
on the couch.
What's up,
What's
bitches?
Dude, how long have you had that gremlin?
Bro, I started really getting into the NECA gremlins like 2 years ago. But I've
Dude,
always loved I got a story when the time is appropriate about gremlins too.
I feel
So,
that. And I see
yeah.
before we get to any stories and start showing off some awesome shit, because we're here to talk horror again. A lot of folks enjoyed the last horror episode. And Sith and I have been on a groovy horror binge right now. We got a lot of fine folks that have been kicking it in the chat with us this evening. We got my man Phil, Comics Talk Weekly, hashtag the motherfucking spine ticks. Somebody should get some Twizzlers, man. That sounds good now. Yes, there is pizza. My man Glenn 2K, the girlfriend just got done ordering some nice, good pizza, so it's about to go down as soon as this is done. My man Deadhead is in the building. Fan of comics. Man, who else we got? My fingers are slipping here. J2, some dude named J2. Bravo Comics is in the building. How's it going, brother? Thanks for joining myself and Sith Lordly. Oh, we got the first lady of the dark side. You guys, watch out, man. I'm about to slap her a wrench. Get to acting crazy. She'll put the Sith Lordly on you. You know what I mean? Who else we have? Hairy old fat guy. He was just on Copy 801 show. You know,
Now he
they
knows
look like
what bay means.
now, now he knows what Bay means. They're having a great show. Shout out to Moonlit Comics coming through. Dave collects. Yeah. Let's get those rolling papers going,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Man, Fuzzy Dunlop in the building as usual. Shout out to the first cow. Good morning, low grades fam. We have Brother Sparks hanging with us. Yo, man, shout out to everybody coming in and kicking it with a couple dudes just, talking horror.
You said horror, right? Not
Hor-
horror.
yeah, no horrors. Horror. We did the horror thing, man. But Sif, thanks for coming and hanging out with me. I know you're getting ready for Spine Ticks tomorrow, so I had to make sure we got you pre-gaming, a whole
Yeah,
24
man.
hours early, starting with the brewskis.
Bro, that first low grades episode when I got hammered on your show, that was
Right,
pretty rough the next day then to run an 8 hour show, where I'm a
right.
MC, I'm running all the clips, I'm running the segments and go like so, we'll probably keep it light to like, maybe 6 tonight.
Well, it depends on how the energy's rocking and rolling. I might make say, hey, every time we say horror, Sid has to take a sip, but we'll see what
Or
happens, man.
or
Go
beanbag.
ahead, bro.
Like
Beanbag.
space
Oh,
beanbag. Bro, did you see the Space Bastards beanbag?
I haven't seen the actual
Oh,
beanbag. They have an
bro.
actual beanbag.
Bro, they had like a space rodent with a
Yeah.
ginormous beanbag sack. And so we were saying on Spine Ticks, every time someone says beanbags, you got to drink. Of course, I don't need an excuse to drink. I'm always drinking, but
Oh,
for
it
the
looks like you
others,
got to take a sip there. Hashtag
yeah.
beanbag.
Jose knows all about the beanbag.
Jose, oh,
He knows.
got to take it easy 20 years later. Oh, that's what's up. For those wondering, the usual suspect panel surfing is playing nice with the in-laws. Prior engagements and family comes first here on the low grade. So, my man, enjoy dinner at the Mexican restaurant you are at that you just showed me, and don't grab any other fish from the pond that you're sitting right next to.
Taco
Other than
Bell.
that, do what?
Did it go to Taco Bell? You
Oh,
got
this
Taco
look.
Bells out there?
Oh, we have Taco Bells, but man,
Okay.
this was no Taco Bell. This was fancy. It was not low grade, and I had to
Okay.
remind them like, hey, I thought you were low graded, bro. We go to
Yeah,
Taco Bell or
he's
Taco
putting on
Bueno,
airs, man. Yeah.
dude. It was nice. It was nice living
Mhm.
that Ross life. It was dope, man. Hey, horror. I brought some movies and some other stuff to show. You brought movies and other stuff to show.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
I think it'd be dope. I saw we had Phil in the building. I might have to send the link to our brother Phil as well, so we can
bro.
kind of all maybe talk about some horror collabs in the future.
Yeah,
What's that?
brother Phil,
Huh?
get on the show, man.
Yeah, you know what? Let me send that to him. Wherever all
You
this
want me to send it
stuff
while
is
you run the
going
show?
on.
I'll
Yeah,
send it while
please,
you run
wouldn't
the
you?
show. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Watch. He's
So,
gonna say like he's
I've,
taking a bath or something.
oh man, he's gonna probably have to take a shower with the horror that we're gonna talk about, man. It's gonna be down and dirty. We've seen some. I know I've seen some great horror, bad horror, and very horror that I wish I could unsee. But you know how that goes. You kind of just are embedded with it in your brain. Uh, Sith, within 48 hours, how many horror movies have you seen?
uh, I'd say, well, bro, does this count? I watched like a 6 hour Friday the 13th documentary that Glenn 2K had recommended. And that shit was like, it was like 6.5 hours on YouTube. So I think that counts, bro. I watched the
I'll
entire
pass
thing.
that. Yeah, yeah, we can
Okay.
pass that.
That's like the
Six,
equivalent of 3 movies right there, man.
pretty much,
Yeah.
or
And I
two
mean, it
really
took,
long ass
while I was
movies.
working and in between all the YouTube shows, so it's like 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and they just did the documentary of all the Friday the 13th movies.
Was it good? How was it?
Dude, it was dope, man. All the actors, all the directors, they're talking about all the memories. Corey Feldman narrated it. You remember him, Tommy, in Friday the 13th, the final chapter,
Yeah.
little kid who shaved his head.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, he was narrating it. It was dope. I want to say I've seen like snippets of it, but watch the 6 hours.
Yo, the homie Dent Head has made a special request from Brother Sith there.
Yeah, man. Denhead's my homie too. I
Hey,
met him through
thanks.
you.
Yes, you did. Head is a very great guy in the community. I met him on Instagram. As y'all have seen him here on the low grades before as well. Um, he's awesome. If you're not following him on the IG already, he loves wrestling, retro gaming, comics. He's a jack of all trades, man. Definitely go check him out. He's fucking cool. He's amazing. He's
For
my
sure,
brother,
man.
and I'm sending it to you. But
Bro, I'm not
go
just
ahead, man.
saying shit because you know me, man. I keep it real. I don't
Oh
do
yeah,
any puffery. But the homies that I met through the low grades, like I see the Count in there, actual Dracula, Denhead, Darkside Raider. All these guys are dope, man. And it you got a good circle of friends over here.
thanks, man.
Yeah, that
I
was it,
started.
bro. That was it.
Is that it?
That was
Or
it.
Camp Crystal Lake Memories. Oh, I'm
Hmm.
gonna have to look into this 6 hour documentary. But I like to keep good company around me, good energy around me. That's why I asked you. You were you and then Steve, or the other Steve, HipHopsNMe was wanting to join us, but of course he has to do some Team Nerd Herd recording. That dude's the energy over there, man. They're all great, and they all bring their different flavor, and he brings a great flavor. But I'm with my brother Sif, and I like to keep the people around me with the same energy as me, man. Like-minded folks, great folks, cool folks, and folks that know how to just keep it real. And
Yeah,
that's
man.
that. So what I want to get doing is I brought some movies here, right? I got a nice stack of movies. Let's go ahead and bounce that off you real fast. I got some movies that have stuck with me since I was a kid, some that I favor. Nothing really that I haven't not seen already, and which is why I'm excited for Sif to show his stack. I didn't say sack. Pause.
Beanbag.
To I know he's gonna pull out some movies I haven't seen. He's real big on the horror, be scary,
I love those
spooky.
horror movies, man.
Yeah, man. And so I'm excited to see some of the stuff you got. If you don't mind, I'm gonna show something real badass that I found today at the local store. So everyone saw
Now,
that I posted. What's up?
bro, do you sniff them like you sniff the cards?
I have not, but I probably could do that.
I would love to see
Sniffing
that.
packs. My sniffing
Yeah.
pack days are pretty much over. You know what I mean? How about the Halloween Kills trailer? I did see that today.
Yeah.
It's what I expected from a Michael Myers or a Halloween movie. It looks good. I think what excites me the most is who co-wrote it, which is was it Danny McBride? He also played fucking Fish Tacos and Pineapple Express. That was a shocker to see him writing a horror movie, but he definitely brings the comedic relief to those movies, and I'm excited for it to come out sometime. I think October 21st. I think that's when it's
October
dropping.
is an appropriate month.
Did you see the trailer, Sid?
Yeah, actually, I saw it because JoJo Flicks and Comics.
Right.
I introduced you to her. She dropped a video where she's reacting to the trailer. So that I watched her reacting to the
Oh,
trailer on her channel.
dude. Speaking
Eh,
of reacting to trailer, what's up?
I was gonna say, and she was the Spine 666 subscribers, 666.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
that's not a coincidence, or maybe it is.
Oh.
I saw the Candyman trailer, and I came about, excuse me, this close to wanting to record a trailer reaction to it. I'm very excited to see that movie. I'm glad it's written by Key Peele, and what he did with Get Out and Us. I think he's phenomenal. He's a phenomenal director, and although he's only writing this one and someone else is directing it, if, like you said, keeping the company around you of the same energy, having good people around you, I know this director that he chose has to do the film justice. And I wanted to make I wanted to do a trailer reaction to it. I don't know why I didn't pull the trigger. I
Sounds
should have.
appropriate for I Like Mine Horror.
Yeah, definitely. I Like Mine Horror is something that my brother Sid kind of helped me, or I'd say motivate me. He'd tell you that I motivated him. Maybe we conjured it
Motivate
up
each other.
together. Yeah, motivated each other, conjured it up together. But I've always liked comics. Comics are dope. Comics are fun to read. It's just one of the things that I do collect. But my true passion and my true um, pleasure and heart comes from horror. It's something that I've been around since I was a kid. That I'll remain being around. One of those things that first got me started on it was the very famous and infamous Tales from the Crypt.
Mm.
I these, and as I rewatch them as an adult, I get to start realizing all the actors and directors that actually had a role in making this series. Like I saw Tom Hanks starred and directed in one. We had Brad Pitt playing some badass outlaw street racer, like going in. You know what I mean? Other than its correlation and connection with the comics, this is what I saw first before I was reading Tales from the Crypt comics. So I'd say this here and the Leprechaun was pretty much my introduction to horror, dude. What was your introduction?
Damn.
When did you get
Bro,
started with those, bro?
I got two memories, the oldest memories. Friday the
Okay.
13th in the theater, right? As a small
All right.
boy. I had a friend whose mom didn't give a fuck. And she'd take us to see all the horror films, which was fucking scary as shit, but also awesome because my parents weren't doing that. So Friday the 13th and this movie called Zombie from 1979. It was like an Italian horror film with basically dubbed English. So
Right.
like those, I saw those films in the theater. Those are like the earliest ones I can remember.
Nice. I think
Yeah.
my biggest who do I owe the pleasure of loving horror from would be my grandmother, my Grammy. Um, she put me down with horror and Tales from the Crypt, but the first scary horror movie I ever saw was The Leprechaun. Now, as a kid, when you're watching The Leprechaun, it might be a little scary because you normally used to eating Lucky Charms and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But The Leprechaun was dope, and I had my introduction to Jennifer Aniston, who at the
Mm.
time I probably thought was hot and shit, but whatever. Other than that, as everyone can see, I'm a huge fucking Halloween fan. Halloween's dope. And when's the last time any of you guys saw some of these? I know Sith
Damn,
has
bro.
one he could probably match up. I mean, you were just talking about Friday the 13th,
Yeah,
and
man.
on Instagram
Bro,
today, you posted something lovely.
this just arrived today, man. I'm so excited, right? I mean, how many of these did we have and then I got rid of these to be able to like fork up the money to buy a DVD and then you sell the
Definitely.
DVDs to buy the Blu-ray and now we're doing this again. Thank God Lady Sith's mom and dad, shout out to Alan and Carla, they have a VHS player. And I asked them to go in
Nice.
the garage and get it out so that I can watch this. And
Hell yeah,
so this
dude.
arrived today and the homie sent Evil Dead as well as a
Which is
bonus.
another great movie, a classic.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Bruce
So
Campbell.
I'm gonna be like I'm gonna be stacking these plus the Blu-rays and the DVDs.
Hell yeah, dude. And Grammy was a boss. Thank you, movie comics. She was a G. Like she introduced me to a lot of the horror stuff and action stuff. Jean Claude Van Damme and Steven Seagal to be in particular.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not talking about nunchucks and karate kicks. We're talking about fucking horror. And it's funny you bring up the VHS, man. I have two of them, and when I see them, I always pick them up whenever I can. And I am fortunate enough to pick them up from this place called the Goodwill. I paid 99 cents for this, man.
Damn, bro. And you
Very
played it since
excited.
it runs well.
Oh man, perfect.
Awesome.
Perfect. It be kind rewind. Well, it's
That's right.
reverse, but yeah, dude, I'm rewound all the way, ready for another play, dude. It goes down with the Michael Myers over
Hey man, bring back Blockbuster. I'm all about that life, man.
here. Oh, it's funny you say that. There's a nice Blockbusters classic.
Nice.
No, when's the last time we saw Blockbusters? But Night of the Living Dead is another one of my favorite movies. Um, I highly
Bro,
doubt it's
speaking
in
of
the
Halloween, Halloween 3 is on the way to me right now on Blu-ray, right?
Halloween 3.
Because Lady Sith and her mom are gonna go to Universal Studios Halloween Haunts, and they're gonna be doing like a Halloween theme. And I don't know if Lady Sith has seen Halloween 3 or not, but she made a special request, and so I was like, yeah, it's been a while, so I ordered that movie. Can't wait to
Dude,
get it.
badass. You should
Yeah.
watch the producer's cut, Halloween 666. Six
Oh
is
shit. Okay.
as they call it. This one actually stars. It'll say right here on the back. I believe it's Paul Rudd's cinematic first appearance is in this film here.
Really?
Ant-Man was getting
And
chased
he
down
looks
by
exactly the
fucking
same. He doesn't age like me.
exactly the same, bro. The cool thing about the unrated producer's cut, it's out of press, and it's the only way you can watch it with like theatrical, scenes that weren't shown. Texas Chainsaw Massacre on VHS. You
Look at my
collect
man,
steelbooks, bro?
real rude. He's like, I'm gonna go buy a VHS player.
Dude, you can find them, man. They are out there. I found mine at the Goodwill, $12.
Damn. You know who
Yeah,
collects the steel books is Kid Collector, man. He's been posting those.
yeah. He posted an awesome Psycho one.
Yeah.
I had sent him a little screen photograph. Why can I talk right? Of the some of them that I have, and I saw who was it that just mentioned Texas Chainsaw Massacre, actual Dracula. Yeah, man, I got this super cool, badass steelbook. I collect steelbooks, primarily horror steelbooks. And over here on this side of Texas, we say that the Saw is family. Oh man, we got as my man Sith Lordly would say, yo, check it out. Or actually, I'll let him do it himself, man.
Yo, we got someone joining right now. A man who requires no introduction, a man who is a pinnacle of this community, one that you all know and that you all love. You have to say,
Bada
who's
boom,
that?
bada
Calling
bing.
Tom?
Hey,
Oh, damn. It's Phil.
Hello.
we got brother Phil
How
in the
you
house.
doing,
What's going
man?
on, man?
It's Friday. I'm in my upper garage and it's hot up here.
I'm
Well,
just
I think
surprised
it'd be
I
awesome.
did that clip verbatim, that I remembered it.
You did, man. And I got to write that down because you throw that to me on the spot without warning sometimes. And I'd like to be more prepared.
I just
So-
know it's become a famous line. Like we need to turn it into a
Like, highlight that
hashtag.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
You
highlight
guys should
that guy.
impersonate it. You and panel should impersonate that.
Oh, yo, man, we got someone. Yo, check it out, man. We got one coming in. The pinnacle of the community, the mastermind of all minds, the man, the myth, the legend, Phil of the jungle. I don't do it as good as you. You have that energy. You bring that braggadocio to it.
Is this?
You know what I mean?
This doesn't.
Nice.
But then poor Lady
Sith's
Sith's got to deal with the aftermath. She's got to,
Very true.
One thing
Very
I
true.
forgot.
Phil, I like having you on here, right? So you're a bit wiser than me, we'll say. We won't necessarily, I don't want to call you older
Make
than
good
me or my
decisions.
elder.
Isn't that what Amy says?
Amy
You
says,
are a lot wiser than I am, so I'm sure you've had your fair share of horror experiences. Like I sit back when I watch The Exorcist, and I'm always like, damn, what would it have been like being able to witness it in that time? All the hysteria, the madness going on, people lining up in the theaters, folks fainting, and all kinds of shit going on in the theaters. I mean,
J2, let me take you back to the day.
Phil, what was Twilight Zone in black and white like?
Well, I can't tell you that. I was thinking though, as I was coming up here, what were my earliest horror movie memories? I saw Alien in the theater with my dad in 9th grade.
Saw that one too, yeah.
wow.
And I remember probably a little later, I did some babysitting for family friends. And one time late at night, this is probably my first real horror experience. They had cable TV, and where I lived, we didn't have cable TV yet. They hadn't.
Was it Select TV or On?
No, it was probably it's probably like, I don't know. It's probably HBO, where back in the days where HBO only ran 3 movies a day and just kept repeating them over and over.
And a boob. You could always see a boob.
yes, there was always a boob.
Right.
But that's for another show. Anyway,
This is
Phantasm
the low grade. You can
was a
bring it
movie. I saw Phantasm.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
And it was late at night, and it was a house I was unfamiliar with. And what a crazy movie that is anyway, with that gold or that silver sphere that just lodges itself in people's heads. So anyway.
The beanbag that flies.
I've never seen Phantasm. But
and the dude would say, right? Didn't he say, boy?
Yeah. The actor's name, the character, I think, is called The Tall Man, but the actor's name is Angus Scrimm.
Wow.
What a name.
That's a villain name right there.
Unfortunately, I think he passed away a few years ago.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Rest in peace, homie.
And it's even kind of a fun series to follow, even though they kind of get lesser and lesser quality. But it's still kind of a fun series to follow down the line.
I would add that to the collection. Phantasm was dope.
And then I also realized how I just don't buy discs. I'm all digital, but I do have 2 horror. Try to make that a 2-syllable word, right?
Horror
films on disc. One is recent, Quiet Place.
Critters, man. Yeah.
In fact, yeah, probably see it better that way. Anyway, I'm into the steel case also. The metal case releases.
Yeah,
steelbooks. Yes,
I love steelbooks. That's awesome.
He cuts lines on them.
Yeah, I do lines on them. Anyway,
so did you see A Quiet Place Part 2 yet?
Not yet. I haven't seen it yet. Although I hear it's
very
good. They can make sounds now?
No. It's a prequel, isn't it? Isn't it a prequel?
Yes.
Or at least we get to see how it began, right?
Right. It starts as a prequel, and then you see the mom and the children. Or do you? You got to watch to find out. But
and then the other one I have, and I don't know, I think maybe this gets passed over in the horror category. It might fall in science fiction, but I have the all of the movies. And
you've got the Pride variation.
I guess so.
There's rainbow, yeah.
Because I don't know about you guys, but do you enjoy the extra features on a disc? Like
hell yeah, man!
And the documentaries and the
definitely the outtakes and all. Yeah, I'm down with that.
Even the audio commentary, I think it's dope when you watch the movie and you get to hear his point of thought or the point of view during that scene and give his details on like what it was like filming that scene and how it was. The extra features are amazing, and I love it.
You're right, J2, because they're like, and here's where he slipped on a banana, right?
Here's where he slipped on a banana.
Shout out to Sheena in the chat. HK1.
Oh yeah. Shit, I'm over here.
I got you, bro. I got you.
So I would.
You see, I'm still the newbie. You guys are the OGs of the
whole gang's here.
I'm learning the ropes. Yeah, man, everyone's here.
And then I would just say,
here.
Thanks for having me on your show, because I remember. Okay, I know you had your horror episode a few episodes back, but before that even is when you kind of spontaneously fell into the topic of horror, if I'm not mistaken, and that's when you decided to have that first show. And so in that conversation and in the first show, I've been writing down all the movies you guys have been talking about. And I have been churning through them, I guess. And boy, do I need like confessional or something after watching all that stuff.
Which one? What's been your favorite one to watch?
Well, my favorite one. That'd be a hard choice. I'll tell you what my most recent one was, because I brought up, it's something that I wonder about, and it kind of speaks to the definition of horror. And I don't know if there's a steadfast definition. Maybe it's up to everybody. Oh, I'm trying to get to it now. The house is October built.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So without giving away any spoilers, really, it made me wonder. See, I came away. How do I say this? True or false? There's nothing supernatural in that movie.
False. Brown Bear. Sorry, that was Dwight Schrute.
Okay.
The Office.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
Well, Okay, see, there's nothing supernatural in that film.
No, just some fucked up people.
It's just messed up people.
Oh yeah.
So let's look at mobster films where those people kill without batting an eye.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Just style. It's just like hip hop, gangster rap too. Same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd imagine that it probably.
Yeah. You know what? Side note, for people who say they don't like gangster rap, I'm like, oh, so you don't like mafia movies? Right? Because if you like mafia movies, that's just the same kind of genre, but in a different style. Hip hop's the same way, right? NWA, Eazy-E. It's just a different style that maybe they don't relate to. But
that is so
hey,
true.
You know, you can't shut down someone else's experience because you don't understand it. Yeah.
Most
so the
definitely.
extreme haunts is just another.
Understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So having said that, then I kind of don't like mafia movies. There's an exception for everything because it's just so emotionless, and those guys don't care. They'll kill you without thinking twice about it.
Get your shine box. Remember that from Goodfellas?
Well, no, it's been a long time since I've seen that. I did see that, but
it didn't end well for the guy.
Yeah. So when it comes to the genre of horror, I guess what I would say is I much more enjoy things that have monsters in it or have a supernatural angle, or something that is fictional. Because
something like that.
Yeah. Well, of course, the zombie genre, right? There's that whole thing.
That's after 8 hours of spine ticks on Sunday.
That's for sure.
Wow.
Waking up and watching Sparks at 1:45 in the afternoon.
Yeah, definitely.
So anyway, that was my only observation about Houses October Built. I was watching that from front to end, right? So I was riveted. That the girl who's on the cover of the second one, I guess she's on the cover of the first one too. I think she's a girl. The child.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, Porcelain Girl.
Is that okay?
Mask.
Yeah. Wow.
I got it here.
See,
part two.
See, that was the thing I wondered is, yes, her. That was the thing. She, to the best of my knowledge, is the only one of them who never spoke a word, yet still made a noise.
Yeah,
so
that was a creepy fucking noise, man.
So I wondered if she was a supernatural thing, but
you know what was cool?
Okay, supernatural in the film.
That was a recommendation from my man J2, right? You said watch this movie. And you know what? It was a great recommendation because I started thinking about, man, there's a whole extreme haunt circle out there. Like we got the comic book circle. There's a IG extreme haunt circle, right? These people who want to have the fucking cocaine rush fucking haunted house, right? I mean, that's dope, bro. That's peeling the layer and looking under and seeing this whole little sub community of people. And I was like, what's going on in my area? Where's the extreme haunt here?
Be careful, you might find it.
I'll bring them on spine ticks.
Called, I think it's McManny Manor, McManny Park, and it's an actual. I'm trying to remember where it's at now. I completely having a brain fart, but it's a real extreme haunt that you must sign a waiver before going in, and they're allowed to grab you, touch you. They put you in cages. They gag you, shower water on you, and if you end up, I guess, surviving and making it through the whole haunt, you get your money back, or I don't know, a free T-shirt or a free Michelob Ultra, something like that. You know what I mean? You can see actual footage of what's going through this haunt if you look it up on YouTube, and it looks fucking terrifying. Oh. Folks they describe the way they feel like they're being kidnapped, and they were kidnapped, and they don't say they stick you in the cage. They don't necessarily tell you when they're going to bring you out. They kind of just let you sit in there, and you're seeing all these people go by, and they let your friends go by, and you're still in there like, what the fuck? When am I really going to get out of it? You should look it up. Extreme haunts.
I think we should send Harry old fat guy there. We should all pitch in. Send him there.
Man, I think we should send. We got 2 friends waiting backstage that are ready to hang out.
Shit!
Oh, yo, check it out. We got someone about to come in. He's the Mr. Miracle Man of the Hour. Everything you would want to see in a YouTube channel or a YouTube show. I got my brother Dent Head in the building, and
Dent Head
to say my horror hermano. HipHopsNMe, Steve from
What's going on, man? What's going on, guys?
Two's laptop, the max capacity of guests is only 2. So now we have 5 in the case that you see me go bye-bye. Horror forever. And that's a little great shit for you.
Oh man, I might send the search party to help you, Jay.
Son,
I mean,
yeah. Did it
because
jump in? Are we jumping
that might
in?
be the
Is the
most horror
laptop
thing.
already messing up on you, boy?
Can we just talk about Steve's? Like they hit 1K and they bought him a new backdrop. Like he
That's
actually
man.
has a background now. Look at him.
Yeah, man. There
like-
was tons of cleaning, man. Tons of cleaning.
You were like, I might be a Netflix show now. I better like step it up.
Now, man, like you know what it is, man. And you know this, Sith. I mean, we're all collectors.
Oh,
It takes
I'm having
time to move
technical
things
issues
around.
on my side.
And
Bro, yeah,
all that stuff, man. I mean, look at Phil. Phil has his background there, and Phil has great backgrounds. Crystal clear as always.
I spent
man.
hours just trying to get this box of Gremlins, man. I was like, I knew they were somewhere, and like I had to fucking go through the entire room and tear shit up for an hour just to find where I put them damn Gremlins.
And you had that crazy smile in your face, huh? When you were looking at them, you're like.
But let's talk about this right here.
Oh man, that is sick.
Look at that. I know, man. I'm probably gonna unbox it on our first horror collab that Phil, myself, J2, Dave Collects, whoever the fuck wants to get on there. We're gonna be talking about movies. We're gonna be breaking them down, much like I bring on comics writers and artists on Spine Ticks, bring on filmmakers, talk about that stuff. Where's J2, man? What happened?
Oh yeah, he was having technical difficulties, man, and he's gonna be jumping on back soon. I know that.
That pizza arrived. That's why he's eating it.
That or something horrific happened, and
Let's all go look for him one at a time.
Yeah. I'll go first, guys. I'm like,
now I want to talk to my man Denhead here because you're the retro gamer, man. And one of my favorite games was that Friday the 13th game. I played it on the Commodore 64, and it had this fucking music that was really creepy, but like 8-bit. And Jason would go around like fucking kill the camp counselors and shit. Do you have any sort of like a Friday the 13th or equivalent horror 8-bit type of retro game?
Let's see. I probably have it.
Yeah, I like how he's got enough room to slide around like that. If I did that, I would knock over 15 boxes.
oh yeah, dude. You gotta be light on your toes, and with those beers you're drinking, man, you might just fall flat on your face.
Yeah,
Bro, I got like one of them. One of those chairs that goes down the stairs, from
I'll be right down.
Poor J2, you got booted because of the guests.
Guys. Yeah, every time I get kicked out, Sith has to take a drink. Actually, everyone in the chat has to take a drink.
Bro, I drink anyway, man. That's not a fair game.
I told the guy, it's water, guys. It's water. Come on.
These are the two I got.
Oh man, highlight that guy. Ooh.
Dude.
Oh, Jaws. Okay, dope.
Again, don't you?
What's that one?
That's the Friday the 13th you're talking about.
Oh man, that is sweet.
I used to have more, but before I got married, I sold my whole retro game collection. So I'm trying to rebuild.
Yeah, no, I know what that's. That's why. So Denhead, I don't know if you saw, man, but I'm trying to rebuild the VHS collection, right? Because I love that retro life, man. I got to get some games. I know we talked a little bit about it, but dude, I love how like you got that specialty. Me and my man J2 are going to be doing some more VHS horror. You know
it.
Yeah, I went and grabbed a couple.
Yeah.
And this double pack for Jaws.
Oh, sweet, man. I love Jaws, man. The sharks. I'm down with the sharks, bro.
I don't know why, but recently I ran across a couple articles.
Classic that.
Check this one out, Denhead.
Where Spielberg says Jaws will never be remade.
Bro, you can't top Jaws, man.
I agree. I see him like a Goodwill.
Glenn, what's up?
Love the Lost Boys. I heard that's going to be a TV series pretty soon.
Oh, that means they're going to ruin it.
I heard that too.
Yeah, I kind of tend to agree. It always makes me worry.
Mm-hmm. Now, any of you guys seen this movie right here?
No, man.
I haven't ever seen it.
Okay.
Speak on it, brother. Speak on it.
I recommend it, okay. 1979, I believe. It was Lucio Fulci. I'm probably butchering the name. But, bro, like, okay, so my mother would never want me to see this movie, but her boyfriend took me to see it. And I had such bad nightmares that my mom found out, and she gave her boyfriend hell for taking me to it. But I'm telling you, this movie, this had zombie Spanish conquistadors, man, that came out of the ground with the freaking, because they were like, in the New World. This all took place in the Caribbean. I'm telling you, man, this is a dope ass movie.
Did they have an underwater zombie too?
What's that?
Did they have an underwater zombie?
It had, yes, it did. It had a zombie fights a shark in this one.
That's the first time I've ever seen that in a zombie film, and never since. So
yeah,
what
man.
a crazy!
I'm telling you, man, this is a movie you want to get. So this is, yeah. I mean, lifelong fan of this. Yeah. I believe he tried to connect this to like the Night of the Living Dead in some way, but I would check that out for sure. I got a whole stack here. We don't have to go through it all, but you know, I got. I got stuff.
He has ammunition ready, man.
I didn't know where we were gonna go with this, but I just brought it up here, man. That's what I've learned is to have shit ready to show.
That's it, man. That's it. So, did anybody take the plunge and watch The Conjuring 3 yet? I have not.
Yeah.
And I gotta get tickets. I gotta get tickets and hit that probably this weekend. But I'm hearing it's great.
It was great. I watched on HBO Max.
I can't hear nothing anymore.
Oh damn!
I think you're good, brother. You're looking great.
Again.
Don't you worry, brother. Don't you worry about a thing.
It fits, J2. You're kind of like the Blair Witch, right? It's almost like a documentary of you on your show.
It's J2's found footage live.
Yeah. And remember from last time, just hold up the papers, where you write on it.
Oh no.
Okay, I got another
Anybody
story.
Remember this?
What's that one? Zeke?
No.
That looks familiar.
No, man.
Reminds me of the Overlord theme.
Camp Anawana?
Oh, okay.
Wow.
That old short show?
Yeah.
Wicker Man. Not the Nicolas Cage one, but the original one, man, with Christopher Lee. This movie is crazy. It is one of, and I know Glenn knows this one. This was like one of the top British films, and it's got all kinds of craziness in there, including like this like naked woman that bangs on the wall when music is played. So of course I gave this to my in-laws to watch. Shout out to Alan and Carla. And they were not prepared for like all the weird shit in this film. So now we have a running joke that at Christmas we try and buy each other Wicker Man merchandise. So like the first year I bought like a Wicker Man trading card of like the woman banging on the wall, and then they bought me a Wicker Man shirt last Christmas. So like, and then we'll wrap it within packages. So like me and the in-laws rickroll each other over Wicker Man. But this is definitely a dope ass film. I highly recommend Wicker Man.
Definitely, man. I'm down to check that out.
Yeah.
All those classics, man. I mean, you tend to miss them because and when you look at them now, you kind of laugh because some certain parts are kind of like they're jovial in a sense, because you're just like, I can't even believe I got scared to that. But when you were a kid, man, that scared the shit out of you. I mean, that was I think that was a real treat, right? It made you feel alive, made your heart beat. And you're just like ready to see them. Now I look at them and I kind of giggle. Some of them like are, classics for me. Like I don't mind watching like them. I'm glad like Netflix and streaming services have a lot of these older films because I mean I got to say I'm still a fan of like Rosemary's Baby. I think
they're like indie comics, man. You know what I mean? Like mainstream, like that would be like Marvel and DC. Oh, I watched some Texas Chainsaw, The Conjuring. But when you get these obscure films, those are like the indie comics of movies. And bro, like I've been really getting into foreign horror because like they're really pushing the envelope and there's interesting concepts, man. I saw this one called Panic Beats where like the dude had an ancestor in like the 1400s who like used to destroy women and he was channeling that ancestor and they were like suits of armor and shit. I mean, so you get some really interesting concepts out of that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, dude. I mean, I would agree, Sith, on a foreign level, man. I've kind of said this on the previous show, but Good Night Mommy, dude. If you guys want a good, I think it's Swedish or Australian, Austrian movement. Yeah, it sets the premise of these two kids, they're twins. Their mother comes in, and she's all bandaged up. She had surgery. And throughout like these scenes and the dialogue, you're getting to see that the kids are starting to think like, is that our mom that's there? She's kind of flipping out and certain things are going on. It's very like I would say unsettling, kind of like cringeworthy. And there's a twist, man. I mean, if you watch
the dick twist, the old dick twist.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but you might be like, at the very end, I mean, the old dick twist kind of hurts, bro. I mean, like it's not for
the way
faint of
J2
heart.
does it.
It's
On the 12
never
inch
for the
door
faint of heart.
Yeah, that's right. Look at that cover, bro. I mean, tell me, right? That shit is crazy. It looked like he got an olive for an eye. J2, remember when I sent you the screenshot and I was like, yo, man, you pick this one up.
Yes. Yeah. Well, a lot of those you show me, I've never heard of, but it's like a comic book, right? You solely want to get it just because of the fucking cover. Some of them,
Yeah.
right? This one is zombie. I was completely like, holy shit, what am I missing out on?
Dude, I'm telling you, man. Dude, even Phil remembered, okay, that the zombie fucking fights a shark underwater. And the soundtrack, let's talk about the soundtrack, right? Think about the Things soundtrack. Think about Friday the 13th, the soundtrack. Zombies got a soundtrack.
They're all memorable. They all resonate with you. You know what I mean?
They do, bro. Yeah.
You say Voorhees or Halloween. Hell, even the Child's Play and the It soundtrack, like certain songs from those movies, they fucking stick with you. They're creepy. Yeah, bro. Great.
J2, you remember I sent you some links to this old horror music I did years ago, man. It's through our conversations that I'm getting more excited to do music again. I just had a synthesizer arrive today, and I'm gonna start kicking back into my music that I had kind of let go for a while because I've been focusing on the show and stuff. So I'm gonna be like it all comes full circle like Lion King, you know. So I'm gonna be doing music, talk about horror, just immersing in it, going to horror cons. It's gonna be dope.
Hell yeah. So I've never been to a horror. Yo.
Oh no, go ahead, please. You were in transition.
Oh, you're good, man. I've never been to a horror con myself, and I know they have some in Texas. It's definitely one I want to go to with all of the older movies that I like are older actors and actresses, and I kind of want to get the chance to meet them and stuff for the first time. Horror was a big deal. I think it's fucking awesome you're getting back into music too, and how it all comes full circle. You found not to say that the passion never died, but you find that fire again through the hobbies and the collecting and the things that you enjoy doing. So I think it'd be fucking badass. You never know, we might hear the Sith Lordly hottest soundtrack on another fucking movie.
Plus the J2 collab, the Sith Lordly J2 collab, man.
So I Like Mine Horror is something that kind of I guess it just sprung up on its own. Sith and I were literally talking nothing but horror, and we figured, oh, how about I start a horror channel, you start a horror channel. Let's make recommendations. Let's do pretty much what you see folks doing in the comic community, but what we love. One of our other passions, fucking horror movies, man. Like, for example, today, you guys saw the fucking Ghostface posted. Well, look who was waiting for me at the hanging up on the racks today at the store.
You know, Pennywise.
A nice
nice.
My sucks right now.
I gotta say, man,
it's fucking great.
NECA kills it.
NECA does, bro.
NECA's killing it.
They do, man. Where else are you gonna get a gremlin on a couch?
Mm-hmm.
Chilling.
We're flat screen TV, dude. Don't forget the flat screen TV, bro.
That's it, man. Look at that, dude.
Wow.
Look at that, dude. You got the McReady. You know what I mean?
Man, you're about to make me go to the other room and pull out some Mezco, Jason, and Jason and Michael Myers figures, bro.
As long as that's all you're pulling out.
And pull them out. Yeah, please.
Oh, really? I mean, J2, before you even sounding off, man, and you were letting us know and you were blessing us and bestowing us, dude, I saw Glenn. He said, yo, please highlight me and have Sith tell a horror story. And I'm going to be real, man. I was texting with Sith and we were going back and forth and talking. And his story, man, I just got like goosebumps. I was like, God damn it. Like,
bro, I tell you what,
scared.
You know what? When you guys were telling your stories on that one episode here, I was like sitting there because my story was very similar, right? With the succubus and the chest and the not being able to breathe. You want to hear that story? I'll tell that story.
Fuck yeah, dude.
It's J2 show.
Time. No, hell to the no. Scary story time with my man Sith Lordly.
Let me get into the room and
responsive, but you keep telling. If it kicks me out, I'm right back in. Welcome to the fucking low grades.
Look, and then HipHopsNMe disappears. You don't want to hear the story.
Story time. He's going to the other room, I think. He's getting.
I'll tell when he comes back. Yeah, let's hear from Denhead.
Do what?
Brother Dent, give me a horror story, please, sir.
I told a couple whenever we went backstage, but one that I hadn't really told too many people was I don't know if it was a dream, if it was real or what, but when I was probably under 5 years old, I woke up and there was a dog in my doorway just barking. And we used to live in a trailer back then, so there's a dog inside of a trailer. Everybody's going to hear it. My parents
Right.
never came in and woke up or anything, and none of my neighbors even had a dog. And I just remembered it was like a kind of like a Doberman, and it was sitting there barking. I finally got myself to go to sleep, trying to close my eyes and talk to myself, just like, this isn't real, this isn't real. I kind of woke up in the middle of the night. The dog was laying next to me. And then all I remember is being at my grandma's the next day, and she was like looking at my arm. She's like, "Where did you get this dog bite from?" So it's
Damn.
like nobody has a dog, any kind of dogs like that in that area that we were living in. So I don't
Yeah,
know,
dude,
like fucking hellhound or something that I dreamed about or what.
Damn.
How do you
Oh,
feel
your
when
pizza
you
arrived.
lose?
Oh, pizza arrived. Perfect time for story time. Hell yeah, dude. I know, Phil, do you have any scary stories amongst? Have you ever had any experiences or any friends around you with some experiences? No. Are you a believer, Phil?
I'm not a disbeliever. I'm agnostic.
Oh, okay. Oh, my man, HipHopsNMe came through with the action. Oh, bro, that's Mezco?
This is Mezco, dude. It comes with the lighting pumpkin too. It's sick, bro. I always keep them in the plastic, but I'll open them up and make sure all the materials are there before I even kind of display them. But man, I've been going down like those figures are dope, man. They're super detailed. And so there's some offshore like Mayfex. They made like a Pennywise that looks really dope. But the only thing is, this is not it's not in scale, so it's a little bit smaller. But yeah, I would go with NECA just for the details, man. The details on those figures are great. You're not going to get as much articulation, but they're not meant for that, man. They're meant to be put on a case to look at you at night when you're walking home, you know, like walking back into your house and it scared the crap out of you.
When is the next Halloween due? I know it's on the horizon. It's supposed to be the best one they've ever done from what Carpenter and Curtis are saying.
The second one, I believe it's October 21st. The trailer just came out for it today.
Oh, did it?
It's the second movie in a three-part movie. Halloween Kills.
Oh, okay.
You see my man Azores? Don't watch Pet Cemetery when you're high as fuck. when that crazy MS sister comes out of the door and she's like, you know what I mean? Like, don't watch that when you're fucking baked.
New or original?
The original.
Okay.
Oh, the new one though, I believe I really didn't like the new one. I fucking hated it. It was not good to me at all. That's just my
one? New or original? It.
Both.
Okay, I agree.
Damn, man, CV Strange gonna make me buy these like Mezco figures now. He's talking about the fabrics.
Oh, that's it, man. I didn't
mixed media.
I didn't show you, dude.
Oh shit!
Let's go ahead and crack this sucker open.
Crack it.
Fuck, I might have to highlight this guy. Let's do it.
I see Traveling Root Beer in the chat.
Toys are meant to be open, right?
Zelda, he says. Cujo, that's another good one, especially if you're terrified of dogs. I bet that was fucking horrible.
Yo, what about Carrie though?
Yeah.
Yo, what about a raccoon?
It's basic.
I liked the remake of Carrie. I forget who the actress was.
What about Let Me In? That was a dope one.
I like both of those too. You know, that's a remake, right?
The soundtrack was sick. Yeah, I saw the original too. That was a bit bizarre.
Yeah, the screenplay is pretty much identical. It's the identical film. It's just.
I see my man, the Book Abyss, in there in the chat too.
Yo, shout out to my bro, the Book Abyss. Everybody go follow him on Instagram. He posts some badass horror comics, horror magazines. He has a beautiful Tomb of Dracula.
I miss my twin actual Dracula, man. I gotta get all you guys gotta be visiting the channel when we can get 10 of us up in here and like just fucking hang out, man.
Yeah, once I get the new laptop, 10 of us in here, I'll never be able to stay on the stream.
Bro, J2, I love these Friday nights that you're running over here. You know, the horror conversation. Dude, let's just talk about this the stream background that you created, man. It looks sick, bro.
Thanks, man. I used the mighty awesome Canva. I was able to load.
Yeah. Oh, he's out. Shout out to Sparks for Canva, man. Sparks is the one who taught me about Canva.
Oh,
And Sparks is going hard with the thumbnails for the videos now. He's like eating the comic books. I'm still like, it's like Phil's head on mine.
Yo, you got actual Dracula hitting with Carrie was his first horror flick, man. Introduction.
Oh,
Dude,
okay.
The mother was crazy, man. But
aren't they all?
Yeah, man, right? They just want what they want for you. Look at that little pumpkin right there. Bam,
Oh shit.
details. I haven't put the batteries in.
Carve it.
That's what she said, right? And then boom.
Damn.
You got
Okay.
details on details, man. Look at the boots. Them ass kicking boots.
Mm-hmm. He got the fist too. He looks like he's like.
Yeah,
Do you
man.
think does he move his arms when he walks? You know, like people who walk with like they're not moving their arms. They're like, you know, they just walk with their arms. Like I had a friend like that. He wouldn't move his arms when he walked. I'm like, why don't you move your arms, man? It looks very strange. It looked like he was like holding weights as he was walking.
He's probably had a premonition that he was going to do something to somebody.
He was really uptight, man. He was really uptight.
Oh, it sounds like it, man. I would have been scared if he was walking up to me. Like, hey, don't walk up to me, man.
a robot.
Even if it was greeting me too, man. I'd be like, relax, dude.
Steve, I know you're a lover, not a fighter, man. That would freak you out, man.
And who was this? I got kicked out. Who are we talking now? Who's getting walking
we were talking about Sith's friend that walks with no arm movement.
Yeah, like he's straight holding dumbbells while he's walking. Like he's fucking like walks fast, but like fucking straight arms.
Oh,
man.
even worse that he's walking fast.
Yeah, Seinfeld had an episode on that actually. You remember? Like, yeah, I think Elaine had a friend on that show.
I mean, if you're gonna walk fast, you better make it look funny. Because if you're walking fast and you're making it look scary, I don't want to be nowhere near you. I want to be in my car with a full tank of gas, driving somewhere away from you.
So there's a movie, They Follow. That was
okay.
That kind of like set off some alerts a couple of years ago as being unique in the space. Did anybody
They
see
Follow. That was
I'm
on
sorry.
Netflix.
I'm sorry. It Follows. It Follows.
Was that on Netflix?
That one up.
Oh shit!
See,
Look,
there
you got it on demand, man.
No, that was theatrical, I think.
Yeah, the It Follows. It was theatrical, and I guarantee you, it'll make every one of you want to wear a condom.
Yeah, that's it.
Man.
I was just gonna say,
nobody wants to wear those.
Yeah, wasn't it about that woman that I don't want to spoil it, but she has some bad things happen to her, and when guys tend to be around, they got some bad things happening to them. Let me tell you. I'm saying.
The sound score to that one is really fucking good too. I like how it's very old school and retro horror. The sound score in that one sounds like it's at like from the 80s, late 80s. And yeah, it's creepy as fuck. You know, yeah.
And
it's a good one.
Correctly, that's kind of a good example of a horror film that doesn't need to rely on special effects or gore. It's just creepy. If I
very
recall.
see it.
Yeah.
Very, very true. It Follows is a great movie. And the same one that I guess you could also say like The Grudge. The Grudge.
Oh man, The Grudge, man.
That was special effects in that one. But yeah, dude,
that fucking movie was crazy.
By the creator of The Ring.
Yeah, The Ring is also crazy. Who was it? DeButcher said I look like the chick from The Ring when I put my hair down in the front.
Wrong.
Yeah,
well all out of.
Yeah,
dude,
about to scare the shit out of everybody.
That was the first time I saw anything like that, though. Something coming out of the fucking TV screen. My brother and I went and saw that in theater. No bullshit. Like the second it came walking out, like I lifted my legs. I was like, "Holy shit!" Like I didn't want. I swore I just thought something was coming to grab me. It literally terrified me.
Did you see the Japanese version, Ring You?
Yes.
I have not. I haven't seen that one or Ju-on.
Ju-on, yeah, that was dope too.
The Grudge as well.
Mm-hmm. No, I was because I went to see The Grudge with a good buddy of mine, and he was baked as fuck. And I was like, you're gonna have a heart attack watching this movie. I was legit concerned for him, but he made it through. He was all right. Yeah, wasn't that PG-13 too, right? I mean, like that was a really great film for like making use of, you know, the art and everything else, you know, without relying on gimmicks to scare the shit out of you.
Definitely. So
Sarah Michelle Gellar, right?
Yeah, Sarah Michelle Gellar. Mm-hmm. And a whole lot of Japanese people.
Yo, did I miss the Mezco opening?
Oh yeah, man. He's right here.
See, look how bootleg and low grade.
But you see how his arms? He's like he looks like he's gonna walk without moving his arms.
Yeah, like he's coming at you, man. He's disembowing you or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, he got some things planned for you, and you're not living ever. And then you got the pumpkin here. Let's go ahead and move my bear palm.
This might be the first appearance of a pumpkin and a palm on a comic stream.
I was gonna say, the first time I used that make a little pumpkin, I was like, "What? Oh, he really has one."
Steve Gunn taking somebody's left nut and he's passing off as a pumpkin.
Which one is it? Where did it go?
Do not toss the beanbags.
The beanbags.
Shoot, lost my question.
Oh, you had a question coming up, Phil, and you lost it.
Yeah, I lost it. I'm old. It's late. I have better spec, though.
I have better spec.
Oh.
Speaking of all this Halloween love, shout out to this hat. It's an actual from the movie Haddonfield High School Huskers.
Oh,
hat.
okay. That's
right,
dope.
guys. Yeah, it's all like wool and whatnot. It has the patch, and I got tired of Sith calling me out for being the first appearance of
the hair
hat. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Sparks when he doesn't wear a hat. I'm like, whoa, I didn't realize that.
No, I saw Sparks with the fucking haircut. And it's not to say he doesn't get his haircut or not, but I think it's the first time I noticed it. And I was like, holy shit, Sparks, look at you, bro. Like, looking like Jazzy and shit, man. That was awesome.
Well, he got indie writers and creators on, man. You know, Sparks, he got to like, get the cut and get all dressed up and everything.
Bro. Sparks,
do you have Michael Myers' jersey number on there?
No, it doesn't actually. It just says Halloween on the back. And it has its little Michael Myers tag. I threw that little dope glow in the dark pin on there just because I was like, yeah, shout out to Halloween. It's one of my favorite franchises in horror. I really enjoy it. Even the later ones. I mean, I know they get kind of shitty, but I think that's the thing about them is you can't expect
so
too
bad
much
they're good.
Like low grades. Yeah, it's so bad that they are good.
Well, that's like Friday the 13th, man. Some of those later films are painful, but I would still rather take those like films than some of the modern ones.
So how often do you rewatch Silver Shamrock?
That's the one that's on the way to me, bro.
Really?
Remember?
Halloween
where the
3,
mask, like
it
told him to do shit. Yeah, man.
Because that really doesn't have anything to do with anything, right?
I actually prefer that one.
Really? Isn't that kind of outside the franchise?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, nothing to do with Michael Myers. It's like these fucking masks, like these killer masks. You put them on, and necessarily you can't take them off, and they end up killing you. But they have the pumpkin, the jack-o'-lantern mask, the witch mask, and the skull mask. And I saw actually some cool shit today. Someone sent me some stills. You can probably, I'm sure you can find it on the internet. That's where they got it. But in this Halloween trailer, you do see 3 unfortunate victims to Michael Myers, and one's wearing a skull mask, one's wearing the jack-o'-lantern mask, and one's wearing the witch mask. So I thought that was a pretty nice homage to season of the Witch. Yeah. Lady
Sith and I like legitimately sang like Silver Shamrock like 5 times today in anticipation of that movie arriving.
Dude, that commercial is stuck in my head.
8 more days till Halloween. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Look at you. What the fuck? When are you gonna write a Halloween movie, Sid?
Bro, let's do it, man. What if all of this comic shit led to horror, led to a project? You know what I mean? I mean, look at the talent in the chat and on the panel. We could do anything we want.
Well, I was going to shout out the chat. Thanks for all the other movies that we're not talking about, because I'm going to go back after the show and make a list of things I need to look for.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, man. Do you guys subscribe to like Shudder?
I do not, but I got reading lists, man. That's where I picked up a lot of these foreign horror films that are on nobody's radar. You know what I mean? Like, tell me seriously, when's the last time you heard about this film, Beyond the Darkness? Right?
Yeah, definitely, dude. I haven't heard of that.
It's one have you heard of Beyond the Darkness? I've never heard of that. I know.
You know what?
Okay. A guy too.
I'll tell you, the lengths that I'm going to. There's an eBay seller who is selling all of these out of print DVDs. The dude knows his horror, right? I don't buy anything from him, but I go through his inventory and see what he's selling, and then I take those movies and I go to Amazon and I look at the reviews, and then I buy something there. So it's like I'm pulling in from all sources, man. There's my steelbook collector right there, a kid collector who keeps super chatting Team Nerd Herd. He's got to mow 15 lawns this weekend.
It's all good. It's all good. We love Kid, man. We love Kid.
Steve, you're violating child labor laws, making
man,
Kid
y'all are
like
taking
work
out his
overtime.
steelbook money.
Yeah, his parents are going to be contacting you soon. What is all this tip money my son is doing?
No, man, we're just we're happy. Today's kid's birthday, actually, you guys.
Oh,
Are you serious
damn.
right now? Are you serious right
happy
now?
birthday to Kid.
Wow.
Man,
Kid should be
shout
out with his
to Kid,
20
yo.
girlfriends, man. Every time like the Power Pack would do a stream, all the kids' girlfriends would be in there.
That's why he's mowing 20 lawns so he can afford the date.
CB Strange. I've been wanting to make a horror movie short to send to film festivals. I think that'd be pretty fun.
Steelbooks, he knows.
Kid reminds me of me when I was his age, man. I like Kid.
Yeah, Kid is great, and he's good for the community. He has dope books. He's getting into horror. He's been real jazzed and energized about it. I think it's awesome because he'll hit me up like, yo, check out this new steelbook I got. Like, dude, that's very badass. And he picked some good ones. He just grabbed Psycho recently that I saw, which is a phenomenal fucking movie, which was way ahead of its time, if you ask me.
I would recommend watching Travel and Root Beer and Kid did a stream where they like shared the Vampirella. It was pretty funny. It was like, Camp Counselor and Camp Kid talking about Vampirella. It was a pretty interesting stream. Go check that one out.
I need to check that out.
Hey, Steve, earlier you mentioned Rosemary's Baby. I wonder if from the same time period anybody has seen The Stepford Wives or The Boys from Brazil.
Oh, yeah, with the blue eyes, man.
All three were written by the same guy, or at least the screenplay was.
The Nazis going to South America.
I'll have to check that out, man.
Yeah, Boys from Brazil is about an evil plot to clone Hitler. And, of course...
Did he go to Antarctica?
No.
Hey, you know what? Have you read The Secret Land by Dark Horse? The new comic series?
I just picked it up based on your recommendation.
Yeah, the Nazi base in Antarctica. Pretty interesting.
And then we've talked about the movie Overlord, kind of.
Yeah, that was dope. Overlord.
Overlord was awesome. I got to watch that at the drive-in here in Austin. And
how much did you actually watch? Or were you like all this with your girl at the drive-in?
I was more like all this.
Speaking of drive-in, I realized my age is showing.
That's still with the girl, dude. I mean, I heard her name was MJ, right? I'm like, hey, girl, what's cracking? Let's you and I talk. Let's you and I
MJ
kiss.
Red.
Yeah, man.
No, I did.
Because your lips is turning black. That's it. That's me and her kiss.
My girlfriend hates horror movies, so I sit.
You gotta sneak it.
I guess force her. Or have her sit through some like terrible shit, like The Devil's Rejects.
Oh yeah.
To her, that's like worse than The fucking Exorcist. As bad as The Exorcist. Like, oh, you need to turn this off right now. This is fucking crazy. But she always gives them a try, man, and that's dope. That's super dope, and I'm very fond of her for giving them a try because they're near and dear to my heart. And even that Mary Jane with the girlfriend.
Supportive lady really helps out. Lady Sith knows everything. Like I ask her about, she knows all about the horror films. Like she tells me what's up. Lady Sith is like my culture advisor. If I want to know anything about anything popular in culture, Lady Sith knows.
Yeah, man. She also is like the puppet master because she could be like the Weekend at Bernie, right?
Bro, I'm telling you,
after Sith jumps off on Sunday, dude.
Bro, I would look like the Crypt Keeper if I wasn't stealing her youth. Like that's the joke. One of my friends said, like at night, like when she's sleeping, I'm like stealing her youth through her ear, and that's how I keep young. That's how I keep young. Look, I look young.
It's like the hunger. See, there's another
like the hunger. Cat, man. You're taking breath from her. Lady Sith, don't do it.
Uncanny Swag. Who won the hockey game, man? Tell me.
Oh, shout out to the other half of the low grades in the chat. How's dinner, bro?
Taco Bell.
I'm coming for the belt, brother. I want it. I want the strap.
He hit me up backstage right before he walked in. I'm telling you guys, he's not at Taco Bell. He's not even low grading right now. This place is fancy. Oh, it was so nice.
You realize that? Well, never mind. Talk about.
I would love Taco Bell, man. I love Taco Bell.
Taco Bell is delicious. Yo, Sid, weren't you gonna hit us with the? Unless I got when I was booted out, I didn't get to hear it. But weren't you gonna?
You want to hear the ghost story?
Yeah, scary story time with Sith Lordly, bro.
I was about to kick my feet up, bro.
First of all, I dropped a link in the private chat. It's a YouTube link. Okay.
Okay.
So I had a friend. I must have been 21. And he was like, I want you to visit my dad with me in Montana during the summer. And I'm like, oh, that sounds fun. Montana. I always wanted to go. So me and him flew into Montana. And it turns out that his father, who is very elderly, belonged to a cult in a small town. I'm talking like, and I didn't know, right? Because he didn't tell me, hey, you want to go to a cult in Montana? It was more like, let's go and explore. When I get there, we end up going to this place where you got to take a school bus up a winding mountain, and everybody is chanting in there about Lord Michael in the front, Lord Michael in the back, Lord Michael, protecting the bus as it's going up to the very top of the mountain where there's a giant tent. And Elizabeth Clare Prophet, who I put in the YouTube link, is mother of Church Universal and Triumphant, where she channels Buddha and Jesus and all of these things. And so I didn't know. I was just going on this trip. And then I'm like, what are we doing today? Oh, well, we're just taking this school bus up to this giant tent for about a week. And all they got is like macrobiotic diet with like a fish that's not even cooked. And some woman is chanting. I'm telling you, you watch that YouTube link, Elizabeth Clare Prophet, she was on the FBI watch list, right? So this trip was like 2-part. That was the first part. The second part was visiting his other relatives in Colorado, who were very interesting in and of themselves. So then after that whole cult experience, music was very good because it was like this Hindu music. But we went to Ray, Colorado, to a very small farmhouse where his aunt and uncle were very severely religious. I'm talking really religious, right? So we get to this farmhouse, and the first thing I do is kind of unpack, and they had like a basketball hoop. And I'm playing basketball, and I kept feeling like I was being watched. And I'm talking, you just look around and it's just like farmland, right? But they had a garage, and I swear to God, I felt like a pig face was like watching me, like from the garage. But I turn around and there's nothing there, right? I just, you know, when you're being watched, I dismissed it. Anyway, now it's bedtime. I'm the only non-family member in this entire farmhouse. And when I said they're severely religious, there's like crosses on the wall. There's all this religious symbol, all this stuff. And so I get assigned to sleep in the daughter's room, who has since left and gone on to college. It's time for bed. And Steve, this is when your story kind of reminded me of. So I'm lying in bed, and I'm trying to go to bed, and I do fall asleep. And then all of a sudden I wake up, but my eyes are closed, but I feel the darkest presence that you can ever feel off to the left, right? And I feel like something is there, and I don't even open my eyes, right? My eyes are closed, and I just feel this thing off to the left. And it's almost like a standoff, because nothing happens for a while, and all of a sudden, faster than the speed of light, the thing moves. I could feel it to the foot of the bed, and it feels like literally something tries to lie down on me and sink into my body. And at that moment, I become completely paralyzed, right? But I'm fully conscious. I'm fully and I start like, I'm not a religious guy, but I start like, oh, Jesus, help, like Eddie Murphy, right? Like, help me, Lord. And I got a very strong will. You see me on Spine Ticks. Nobody can go 8 hours without having a strong will. And I don't let this thing in. And then after a bit of time, I feel like it's gone, and the wind is blowing in the curtains in the window. And I was like, I don't know what the hell that was. I don't know if there's like Indian burial ground here. I don't know if, because I'm the only non-family member for however long of generations that farmhouse was there, but something happened. And like Denthead was saying, right? Like, did I dream that? Did that really happen? Fast forward to moving back, or going back home, LA, North Hollywood, California. My homie and I move into a brand new apartment complex. This is now maybe about 6 months removed from that experience. Shit starts happening there in the apartment, right? My roommate, he tells me he's getting scratched. He lifts up his shirt, and there's like scratch marks on his pelvis, right? I start feeling things. I have a dream that thing followed me from Ray, Colorado. And in my dream, I confronted it. I opened the door, and it was a giant yellow gelatinous kind of I actually saw it in my dream. And then when I woke up, I felt it again trying to sink into my body. And I just got up and I just like, you ain't taking me, fuck you, motherfucker. You know, I just went gangster, you know, like, fuck this shit. And like, again, it went away. It was just the bizarre thing. I never felt it ever since then. I don't know what that was, but, you know, that whole feeling of sinking into the body, right?
Yeah,
And
that's
fighting it off.
fucking nuts, dude.
Yeah.
The one take,
chills, bro.
yeah, the one takeaway for me is you said it was a yellow gelatinous thing. I was going to say there's always room for Jello. You know, if you want to turn this scary moment, guys, off and just say, "Oh, I'm just going to go to the fridge and get some Jello."
I don't think those were pudding pops.
Now, you know, if it's got to be one of those spirits, I prefer a succubus, you know, than an incubus. But you know, no judgment. If you want incubus, that's cool. But succubus, if you're going to take me, at least, you know, maybe you could be, you know,
make it with your wild, baby.
But I tell you, I've been trying to look that shit up. Look the history of that town, Ray, Colorado, W-A-R-A-Y. Right. I don't know what went down there, but you know, we got a lot more technology now with maps. I can look. Is there a graveyard there? What is going on? And you know, that was a very vivid thing. I mean, you don't just make that up. I don't know what that was.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's nuts, dude. You can't make shit like that up. And I noticed a lot of folks in the chat, like Copy and Travel, they all said they have same ghost stories or maybe experience as well. Steve's blessed us with stories. Sith just hit us with the first Sith ghost story on the low grades. I think we might incorporate that in the channel. Like every Friday in the show with someone new from the community if they've had some type of experience or a ghost story, or bring that onto the horror channel collab, man. I think this is awesome. It's like that. It kind of feels like the show on A&E, Celebrity Ghost Stories, because you know all you guys are my celebrities, the YouTube celebrities. You know what I mean?
No, man. I think everybody experiences certain things. Some people don't, just because they just can't pick it up. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that's the most dopest thing, because it's scary shit when it happens, man. When it does happen to you, you're looking at it like, oh my god, why is this even like lingering? It's the worst feeling. But you know, Jay, we were talking last night, man, at like 11:30, man. We were talking horror, man, and I know that's what I'm waiting. I'm waiting for that segment where you kind of give us a little detail on that, bro. That's what I want to hear,
dude. So like, I read that story to you last night, but then I also had that. So I fell asleep watching Hellraiser, and I had a terrifying, horrifying, scary dream. And I haven't had a nightmare in quite some time. You know what I mean? And I'll go ahead and describe the nightmare, right? I guess it's all part of the horror funs and games. I was in this place. I'm assuming it was a club. I was walked into a back room and everything was black. All the walls were black, like black velvet drapes hanging down from everything, right? I was in there amongst mingling with some friends, and then the door pops open. And it just so happens that my lady friend, the girlfriend, had come in, and her eyes were all black. She looked a little terrifying. It was quite scary and horrifying to me to see the woman of my dreams in such a manner. And then right behind her walks in this gentleman by the name of Pinhead, who decided to take me away from the club and my friends. And I forced myself to wake up because I hadn't had a horror dream like in quite some time. And the movies influenced that heavily. Now, part of experiences, I mean, I've been told stories, as I think I did one or two on the first episode, right? I've been told stories from family, especially from where we used to live in the valley. It's very close to the border. It's rich in history with ghost stories, I guess. Although I guess I could say I haven't had my own fair share of experiences, but I have talked about locating places in Austin that are haunted to do like a live low grades ghost hunt, of course, with all the permission and everything. And now that I would want, if I could pick anyone on this panel to join me on a ghost hunt who I think would be most entertaining, I'd have to go with my man Phil.
He would narrate it.
Phil said he's not opposed to it. As he said earlier, guys. But Phil, let me just run that scenario. Sorry, Jay.
No, you got it, bro. Take over. Yeah, run it, bro.
As Jay's telling you this, and if he took you to one of these things, and you experienced it. I mean, I guess I can't get the full effect from you, Phil. What would be your first reaction if you saw something paranormal and in a scary fashion? I mean, I'm not talking about maybe like a curtain move, maybe like a whisper in your ear with a cold back,
a juggling of the nuts.
You can't know
possibly.
You can't know if you're going to be fight or flight until it happens. But when I watch the movies, I get angry at the thing, at whatever the thing is.
Okay.
And instead of running around or running away from it, I want to run up to it and yell at it.
That's what I did, right? That's what I did in North Hollywood when the thing followed me. I yelled at it, right? Yeah. I stood up to it.
It's like, screw you. You're not going to make me all go, screw you. I have a right to be here. Settle your shit and get off.
Okay.
This mortal coil or whatever.
Jay, I think you got a man 50 grand right here, man. You better take it.
Man. Grab a camera.
He's gonna tell all paranormal activity.
Yeah, you know what? Phil's the first to go in the horror film. I'm sorry.
Right. Now, having said that, I will never go down the creepy stairs first.
Oh my god!
That's for our 1,000 subscribers. You've won a trip down the creepy stairs.
Yes.
It's like go. It would kind of be like nothing like it, but right. If you've ever been to like Universal Studios, Halloween Horror Nights, if you're a West Coast cat or any like mazes, right? You guys are in mazes and they come scaring the shit out of you. Tell me why and we're talking about my cousin Jay, my cousin that has shit following her around. Tell me why when we go to those goddamn things that got me in the front, we're like grabbing my arm, dude. Like they're like go, and I'm like looking. I'm like, oh, there's one right there. There's one right there. There's one right there. I mean, it's weird, right? I mean, I'm like, you got tons of specters following you and shit like that, and you can't make it past a maze. You better knock it off right now. Have me over there. Shit.
Some of my best times when I was 18 or 19, for about 2 to 3 years, I worked at a place called the House of Torment in Austin, Texas, which has been seen on the Travel Channel. It's been ranked one of the top, scariest horror attractions here in Texas. And you had to audition for it. And at this time, I've only seen horror movies. You know what I mean? So.
Oh my God! Something happened, you guys.
Steve,
as Jay is breaking this down to you guys, something is happening.
They grabbed him.
They got him.
Steve, I didn't tell you, man. So when this shit was going down at the apartment that I went back to North Hollywood, I casually asked the landlord, I'm like, what's the history of this apartment complex? Anything happened? And she was like one of those landlords who likes to gossip. A young lady was murdered in the apartment complex, and her body wasn't discovered for like a week because her boyfriend murdered her and like fucking set her body off to the side of the bed, man. Sunbelt Laurel Apartments in North Hollywood, right on Laurel Canyon. And like that that wasn't related to my shit, but like just kind of finding out the history of an apartment complex, and I could look down and see the apartment and visualize all that shit. Can you imagine, right? You live there with your boyfriend and he gets crazy. He murders you and sets your body next to the bed for like a week, right? And then they find it. Yeah. And that was crazy shit right there, finding out.
Surprisingly, man, California has a lot of crazy shit, man. I mean, North Hollywood. Yeah. North Hollywood being one of them. I mean, Los Angeles, all those old Victorian homes are haunted.
Yeah, man.
I mean, if you go to like San Fernando Valley and you go up the
there's that Gravity Cemetery.
Gravity Hill.
There you go.
Gravity Hill.
Man.
Dude, I've done that with my cousins. Scary shit, bro. Like if you put flour outside your car, it's like you could see little fingertips pushing you like after the fact. You're just like, what the F
Steve and I, we were like relatively in the same area. I grew up in North Hollywood. I went to North Hollywood High. You know what I mean? So it's like, all that shit, man. I mean, just a great history, man.
So
the Black Dahlia.
Oh, dude, you got that. You got Birmingham High School. Birmingham High School's in the valley off of
I played
Balboa.
against them in football. Yeah,
it was infirmary for World War One. and that high school is haunted. My dad's a retiree, but he'll never retire, dude. He's just a moving man, working man. But
does he move his arms when he walks?
Oh yeah, with purpose, bro, with purpose, you know. So
show us some Michael Myers again. Show us some Michael Myers.
Yeah, he's walking like that. Yeah, he's like, yeah, man. You know, if somebody walks like that, dude, it's time for you to go, man. Especially in a fast manner, like, like that's the effect, man. That's the only effect I could come up with. But Birmingham High School, my dad worked there, man, as in janitorial. But at night, dude, they didn't tell him anything about the place. Shit. And my dad's really, he's really religious, right? Like, he has this relationship that he has, which is great. You know, it's for not for everybody, but it's great. You know, like I commend that. But dude, he went in there and he was cleaning, and he came back one day and he was like talking to me like normal. He's like, oh, I think the place is haunted, and I'm like, oh yeah, really, Dad? What's going on? And he was saying like one night, dude, he's mopping like the gymnasium, and he's hearing like footsteps like on the roof. And then he's going into like the
mustard
bathrooms.
Gas, bro.
Yeah, right, man. He's going into the bathrooms, and the lights shut off, dude, as he's like, freaking mopping and stuff like that. The bathroom doors start to slam. Boom, 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 just freaking slamming. And all he's saying is like, you're not wanted here, and he says a prayer and that shit stopped, dude. All of a sudden he's coming out and he's like getting the cart ready. It's late at night though, too. They're going in late at night. I mean, you're going in at midnight to clean the place up, for sure something's happening. So all of a sudden he has this lady, that he works with, and she's in the gymnasium for the girls area. And, she's in the girls' locker rooms and she's cleaning up, and all of a sudden, same thing, fucking lights go out and she's freaking like stuck. And what she told my dad was she heard like talking in the girls' like locker room, like telling her like to come here. And then this is all in Spanish, right? I mean, she's a Spanish, worker and everything like that. And she's telling my dad in Spanish. She goes like, Hermano Mario, this person was calling out to me, told me to come here. All of a sudden the lights just shut down and she comes blasting out of the gymnasium, my dad said, because he's over by the cart and he's getting shit ready. And she's like blasting out running, and she's like telling him everything. He goes in with her, dude. Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening in there, but he was telling me a lot of different stories, man. They didn't hold very many janitorial staff there, dude. Those people were fucking gone the first time they heard that those things were happening. So I was telling my dad, I'm like, dude, will you know any of the history that's there or anything like that? And he's like, no. So here I go with Google. I'm pulling that up. I'm like, I like grab him by his arm. I'm like, dude, Dad. I'm like, this place is haunted. It was like a infirmary for World War I. There's a lot of history there. There's a lot of people that have died there. There's been kids that have died there, like in like that have like one girl like hung herself, committed suicide in the gymnasium, no less, like in like the girls' locker room. So maybe that could have been it,
man. Dude, let's make it based on Birmingham High.
Oh my God. And so I'm getting this and I'm like, no way. And I'm like, no way, Dad. And I'm looking this up and I'm kind of like reading through the articles, and it just kind of prompted me to be like, hey, can I go with you? But just seeing all that and hearing him kind of break it down to me and talk to me about it, I mean, it gave shivers up my spine, man. I mean, because you kind of put yourself in a scenario where if you're there, if for anybody that has like real prone to paranormal stuff, you feel it, right? I mean, we've talked about this several episodes of it's an unnerving feeling, it's an unwanted feeling. You feel like if you have a sense of anxiety, that's where you're going to be put at, because your heart's like,
bro, put on that Michael Myers outfit and go pose as a janitor in there at night.
Oh see what my God, I might scare them, bro. I might scare them. I might have to breathe through that mask and just let them know who's hollering.
Also, think about the horrors of World War I. You're talking about a war that they had never seen before. The war to end all wars. You're talking about airplanes, right? You're talking about mustard gas. Think about all the homies who died in the trenches from gas and toxin warfare that you had not seen in the Spanish-American War, the Civil War. World War I was a whole new can of whoop ass, right? Imagine the injured and the dying and the suffering, right? The disfigurement. and they're sitting there convalescing at places like Birmingham High. I mean, what the hell did they go through, man? I mean, crazy fucking war, man. Revolutionary, world, life-changing. So I can only imagine the horrors visited upon the outpatients there, you know?
Oh yeah, difficult times too. I mean, the most horrific times. I mean, there was a person, another janitor, that told my dad that one day he was like cleaning the offices, and over by the office he sees this like hooded figure, and it was like going towards a wall, and he was like looking, and all of a sudden the light shut out, but you just see him. The freaking guy went into the wall with like an old key, like draped and everything like that. There's been like sightings of nurses that have been like sighted on there. It's crazy shit, man. It's not that far from me. I can get on the freeway right now, guys, and probably drive 15 minutes, not even 25 minutes
Do it right
to
now.
that high school.
Come back on
every time.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
Like,
that would be
hey,
fucking
guys.
bad. Yeah.
I'm like, hey guys.
Janitor,
all
second
of a sudden,
shift.
I just like, phew. No, man. That would take a lot, man.
Get an Uber.
For my dad to have said oh yeah, right. Yeah, Steve's already getting me over there, man. You want to come with me?
Come on, bro. Yeah, send me an Uber. I'm only like 60 miles south of you, man. Let's do it.
Send you an Uber.
Gravity Hill, man.
Lady Sith, weekend at Bernie's. Let's go.
No, I saw Lady Sith's relaxing. She's not driving me nowhere.
But yeah, man. I mean that kind of stuff is it's crazy to kind of read that history. I mean, I'm sure wherever the chat is living at, there's been some crazy stuff that's happened before your time, years before. Houses that have just sat there. There's just been so many documentaries that you can really go down the rabbit hole on. I was talking to Jay last night. Jay, do you want to cut in with the dream and finish that off? I know you were kind of
No, I'm not worried about that dream, dude. Pinhead scares the fuck out of me. And I don't need to keep talking about him. He might pop up behind me, and I'm not ready for that type of shit, dude.
I have two kinsmen that died violently in oil explosions, man. Can you imagine getting burned alive from the oil industry? Like, think about like the early 1900s, right? You're trying to pull this oil out of the ground, and there's a violent explosion, and just imagine what that all entailed, man, and your death. And like so, as you know, I'm a genealogist. I think you all know that by now. I spent a lot of time in the family tree going back ages, and a lot of what you do, you celebrate life in genealogy, but you also investigate death. And I come across this stuff about died in an oil explosion, and it's just like crazy stuff. You just hope the soul is at rest after something like that, man. And then you go visit the great, like I got one kinsman up in Bakersfield, not too far from you and me, Steve, in the cemetery, right? And I went to that cemetery. I was going to try and find his grave and pay my respects, but like I arrived unprepared, and there were like a million graves. I was like, I need to like phone them ahead of time next time so they could tell me exactly it's this plot, because you're walking 2 football fields trying to find the headstone that might have the carvings of the family name. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, it's interesting, man.
I mean, but could you imagine being like, or I don't want to say having the power of a medium, but like being a medium, being able to see that, and like Lorraine Warren from The Conjuring, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could only imagine,
or like Witchboard,
growing up with a gift like that, or what?
Talking through a Ouija board.
Yeah, there you go.
No, sir.
Dude, on the local podcast that I do, on the local podcast that I do out here in Austin, a buddy of mine said, "Yo, we ought to record a show with us using a Ouija board." Now,
I'm down.
Dude, well, as much as I love horror and I love watching scary movies, I'd rather watch things about that instead of actually participate. I'll go into a haunted house, I'll do ghost hunts and shit, but I'm not too sure that I would want to place my hand on a board. Hell, I'll even talk to a spirit through like those, what are those boxes they're using now? It's like tack, 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 tack. But the spirit box, the spirit box actually answers back to you. I'll do things of that nature, but fuck, man, I don't know if I can conjure up enough confidence to actually play with the Ouija board.
Yeah, Lady Sith, she's not down with that. Yeah, but you know what? I'll do it with the dogs. It's gonna be me and the dogs. The paws are gonna be on. Yeah, we're gonna be like this, man.
Bean.
Yeah,
They'll
exactly.
be known as stray dogs.
Yeah,
They'll be known
man.
as stray dogs right after, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, you got
know
Lady
what?
Sith over here that she straight hit my reaction. She said, "Fuck the Ouija board." That's exactly what I said, girl. I was like, "Fuck that shit."
I live half my life, man. Let's make the next half exciting. I'm down. Let's do it.
Damon stars in a cool little horror film called Hereafter, where he can talk to the dead but doesn't want to. I don't think I've ever heard of that.
It's not a horror film.
Oh,
Can
no?
you imagine? Can you imagine demons and spirits on Spine Ticks for 8 hours? I think Spine Ticks is the perfect show to welcome in, open that gateway for 8 hours, right? With all the people that jump in, that would be dope, man. We should do a Ouija on Spine Ticks.
Man, hold on. I'll let you know. I'll let you know how to get involved
application.
with that right now. Hey,
What
baby,
comics that come out this week will be worth millions next
can
year.
I play with the Ouija board on Spine Ticks with my friends?
I'm down, man. I'm down.
Yeah, she said she didn't even have to say anything. The look on her face was like, "Fuck no."
Bro, I'll tell you what. On Etsy right now, they got a replica Ouija board from the movie Witchboard, and I want to buy it. It's only $100. It's like a perfect replica. But you know what, dude? I would love to buy a Ouija. Like you talk about, like an old town, like New Orleans. Imagine like with the Creole, all the mixes of ethnicities and stuff. Go to New Orleans and buy a Ouija from there, man.
Jay, so it's a Ouija. I'm like saying Ouija, so Ouija board.
Ouija.
Yeah. It's but Jay, you were talking about New Orleans, brother. Hit him with it, bro.
Hit him with the New Orleans.
I've been there. It's a great city, man.
Jay was talking
Andrew
to me
Jackson
last night.
fought off the British there.
I went to and I could, you know what? I could tell y'all my girlfriend's story when she went to New Orleans as well. But I'll all right. We went with the family. My mom got married in Jackson Square, right?
Love Jackson Square, man.
Oh, it was beautiful. Shout out to my mom. Yo.
Andrew Jackson.
Beautiful. Oh, you know what? Shout out to Alan and Carla too. I don't know if Alan and Carla are listening as well. You know what I mean? But I want to hear some of their scary stories.
Bro, I got stories about them too.
Dude. And we took this ghost tour, and we just so happened to stumble upon a church, and it's a whole group of us. And my mom is like, "Yo, y'all go sit there on the steps of the church. I want to take a picture of you." And it's me and my brother. My brother's only 9 months.
Is there a cathedral right there on Jackson Square?
Not the cathedral in front of Jackson Square. This is like on a whole ghost tour. They're like hitting you through little ghost bars, taking you to different places that they did film movies on that are actually haunted as well. But there was this one church that we came across, and my mom said to sit on the steps. So my brother and I sit on the steps, and we get ready for the photo. As the tour guide is telling the story, he turns and points and goes, "The two boys actually passed away where these two young boys are sitting." Oh, fuck, me and my bro, like, fucking got so scared. He jumps up. Luckily, or I guess unfortunately, nothing came up in that photo. We didn't capture any spirit there at that time. Yeah, that was pretty fucking nuts. That was a good one. That was pretty fucking scary to actually be sitting in a spot where I guess two boys had unfortunately passed away in front of this church. Or so the ghost tour guide told us that. Now, my girlfriend had a similar story to where her and some friends took a girls' trip, and they actually went into the cemetery when they weren't.
I've been in the cemetery.
The one with the famous voodoo queen. What's Madame something Meloche blah blah blah.
They got all them Civil War soldiers in there too, man. I've seen them.
Yeah, and the scary thing about those New Orleans cemeteries is they're placed in tombs above ground.
Right, because if it floods,
you're gonna get a fucking zombie apocalypse just coming up. Well, apparently they hopped the fence. They're going through. I'm not sure what they wanted to go do with this voodoo tomb. It's apparently a very famous voodoo queen. I'm not sure if anyone wants to look it up at the moment while we speak about it, but apparently the urban legend goes if you go scratch like tally marks into it and ask for a wish, she'll grant that wish, but she'll also take something. I don't know if anyone's had
your virginity,
but yeah, right, the virginity. But apparently, as her and her friends were strolling through the cemetery, and they started hearing voices telling them that they shouldn't be there.
Damn.
So they immediately freaked the fuck out and took off.
I couldn't have asked for a better New Orleans experience. Anne Rice, the writer of Interview with a Vampire and all that, had an annual Halloween bash, and my band got to play her Vampire Lestat Halloween bash in 1996, man. We flew in. We fucking stayed at some like fucking hostel right there. And then we went to House of Blues, and she was there. And it was her Vampire bash, man. Everybody was all gothed out, this, that, or the other. And our band played, man, for 1,000 people. Anne Rice, who I loved. I read all those books. And her vampire books are dope, but her witches books are even sicker, man. You know, I recommend reading the witches stories as well. Those are sick. Yeah.
Man, speaking of stories, I've wanted to get into like a lot of Clive Barker's stuff.
And Magica. I remember reading that as a kid. Yeah.
Classic.
I never. Yeah, he's great, dude. I heard a lot of his literature is very, very good. I'm not sure if anyone here has read like The Hellbound Heart or the short story The Forbidden or anything like that.
Glen 2K, I'm sure.
Yeah, probably right. I imagine. I got my fair share of Stephen King in me, but I've been wanting to jump into some other horror, and I know Clive Barker. I mean, he did great.
Did he buy you dinner first, bro?
No. I would recommend The Great and Secret Show.
He got his fair share of Stephen King in him, and you got to at least get a cheeseburger first.
No, I mean, well, pause. You're fucking making. You're fucking clipping this. You're making. Man, I can't believe folks have stuck with us for an hour and 30 minutes with my laptop still crapping out. I think it's becoming the new norm. The low
stuck
grade
with me for all these, yeah.
I mean,
thank you so much for sticking with me all this. Oh, are you drinking ultras too, bro? My man.
Phil got Tums. I'm all. You know what? Let me go get some Pepto-Bismol.
Do you know Batmite is throwing facts out? You know, from the chat. Batmite also in SoCal. She talked about Roosevelt Hotel, haunted. Yep.
Yeah, Roosevelt Hotel.
Somebody was asking for some Twizzlers earlier.
I'm also very impressed with Batmite's comic knowledge. Like you better follow Batmite on Instagram. She posts a lot of like dope information.
That's dope. I'm trying to highlight those that I can when I can, but I'm having major lag issues on my side. So even then, I apologize if I speak over anyone too. I got a low grade laptop, which is in the works of being upgraded to a mid grade laptop, and it's going down.
The mid grades.
The mid grades. We've reached the 5.5 status.
Bro, you're like your backdrop for this whole stream is better than like Spine Ticks, man. So like, you know, low grade's done top Spine Ticks with the whole presentation behind us, man.
Hey, thanks. Hey, I get so excited, dude. Like, fuck, you and I, we kind of messaged a little bit when I was showing you the little rough draft edits of different ones I was doing. And man, I mean, I get excited. It was like 1:30, maybe almost 2 o'clock. And I'm like sending Sith like, yo, check this out, rough draft. I think this is cool.
And I sent you 3 images, man. I was like, you know, and this one that you used with the blood dripping, that was like the final. I was like, this is the masterpiece. Let's use that one.
Oh, it's dope. Is this the one we're gonna see on the future horror collab?
Bro, and that's a photo I took of my NECA figure. That's what you got there. That's literally...
He even did the sound effects too as he was taking the picture. He's all, yeah. All of a sudden, he turns around and beheaded.
Yeah, you still get scared when she jumps out of the water at the end, or he.
Oh,
jumps out of the water.
Bro, that's what gave me a heart attack as a kid, man. Yeah. I was like, I thought the shit was over, and then that, you know.
And even on repeated viewings, you still know it's coming, and it still gets me from time to time.
Yeah. Now, J2, I just want to tease something out there. You mentioned shout out to Alan and Carla. I have seen video footage of their house with orbs. They got a presence in the house. I have seen the orbs on the video, and they are not moving in any natural manner. I'm talking about like they feel something, and there's an orb, and it goes like I've watched this shit. So Alan and Carla,
dude, can we get these? Can we get some of these recorded? Can we bring these clips to fruition?
bro, they could send me clips. Okay, Alan and Carla, they got a spare bedroom, which is always Lady Sith and I always say we might move in there someday, right? Because I love my in-laws, you know that. But
Awesome.
but Carla has got she got little cars, toy cars and stuff, and when she wakes up the next day, those cars are like adjusted, flipped over, or there's a puzzle and the piece is gone. And I told her, I think there's like a small child who's messing with that shit, right?
Ellen?
But the thing is, it's new construction. No one ever lived there before them. So then I'm thinking this is on like native land. You know what I mean? There's an Indian burial ground, like Poltergeist or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
But shit started happening over there, and they got my man take a bite out of pizza like that. Like
I'm in this. I'm like, hell yeah, let's go.
I have seen the orbs on their videos that they send, man, and I will try and get some clips of that, man, because you will trip out on that shit. Yeah,
I bet I would. That I enjoy spending countless hours looking up like paranormal caught on camera or orbs caught on camera. Or the last time we did the horror show when I was out of town backstage, it was Dent, Steve, myself, and Ross, and that's when I felt fancy because I was using my mom's like MacBook Pro Air 2099, and so I learned how to share screen. And dude, we were backstage for like a whole nother 2 hours just watching nothing but like poltergeist videos and ghost videos, and I'm all like probably freaking Steve the fuck out. He's like, yo, I got to bounce and grab my rotator, bro. This shit is wild.
He's good. He's just smoking them fat blunts. He's like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I have to, dude. If I'm gonna, if for God's sakes, I don't want to be scared half the time, man. I was talking to Jay last night, man. I was in the car, and all of a sudden, dude, I had the lights on in my car, and I'm talking to him. I'm like, yo, what would you do right now? I was like, if you saw the light just go out, and I went to go, oh shit, let me put it back on. And someone was behind me. He's like, I'd be like, Steve, you dead. Steve, you're dead. He's like,
I hate to tell you, Steve, but in the horror film, you're also gone, man. Fucking high as fuck stoner with munchies. You're gone, just like Phil. Very intellectual, talkative person.
Wait,
it's coming down to me and Jay too.
I beg to differ. I'm gonna walk in a room and I'm gonna let you guys go first and be like, "Good luck, motherfucker." While I'm gone out the front door,
I'll be wrestling alligators or some shit. He's
and I was like, if Steve is gone because he's a stoner, and Den heads over here messing with alligators. Phil, you said was the first one gone. Where does that leave me in a horror film?
No, Jay, you're gonna be with me.
I'm not gone either, man.
Bro, I'm at you and go. You want to go?
I'm a prepper, man. I'm good, man. I'm a surviving, man. When COVID happened, I brought down my 2 months of like freeze dehydrated foods. I'm ready. You don't know this, Sith. I'm good. I'm surviving, man.
I sure hope so, bro. I mean,
who else says
they don't ever kill the kid, so I'll be fine. Correction, sir. Did you see Halloween 2018?
He'll be the killer in the next film.
Oh no,
that kid would be the killer. That's why
he would. It's like Friday the 13th Part 4, like shave the head and kill Jason.
Yeah, definitely. I think with this panel here, though, honestly, I think all of us would stand a good chance surviving a horror film if we all starred in the same horror film together.
I would negotiate him to come on Spine Ticks. I'll use the charm and persuasion.
Yo, bro, come play your kill count on the show.
I'd be like, I'll make you a clip.
Yeah, I'd be like, you could kill me, or you could come on the show and like spread your audience. I'm persuasive.
Right. I'll tell you what, man.
If those lights go out, Sid, I mean, there's only two things. You're either not here or you're doing something strange for a little piece of change. I'm telling you.
Well, I don't like to talk about it, but yeah.
Either way, good or bad.
We all come from humble beginnings,
Oh, my God.
Man, I got to say.
Comic books. This is much better than comic books. I love this shit.
Oh, man.
They don't kill the kid, but they often possess the kid.
Steve is gone, man.
Oh no, the light just went out.
Well, I'm gonna turn my light out too. Hold on.
Oh my God, guys, I got scared. Did you see? You guys can't film that. It's called the battery. The battery went out.
Jesus. The lights off. All right, let's do the damn thing.
Dang, you couldn't plan that, man. I didn't plan for that. The ring light just went out, and I was like, oh my God.
Wait, I got something for you. I'm gonna bring it up.
You know what I got? I got a nice heaping show called Jeopardy. Yeah. maybe a little bit of cartoons. Oh my God, dear.
I got a video I'm gonna play for you. Silence.
Dead air. But we're
Dead
back.
silence, bro.
No wait, I definitely I have something. Remember that action figure I made the video for J2?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Look up, Sith.
Now we're setting the mood.
Oh shit, that's dope. I like it.
Son of a bitch! All I need is for these backlights to go out, and then
All I need is a miracle.
I will die.
Oh, Mike and the Mechanics.
Yeah.
You know, Sheena's looking at the cooking channel, girl. You already know.
Yeah, all right. Throw the gauntlet down.
Wait, let me get this shit.
I mean, that's a Star Wars.
There you go.
My man Sid coming with the fire banger.
That's what they used to call me in high school, man. Fire banger.
Or Vor Easy.
Boy, easy.
I will say
Much
it's been
better.
fun, man, hanging with you guys. Thanks
Yeah,
for
man.
taking over the show when my laptop craps out.
I like how Phil and Denhead coordinated peeing at the trough, like at Dodger Stadium.
when all the
Remember
masks
back in the day?
Oh no, he was getting into character. He was
Wait,
getting
I'm-
into character.
I gotta go get my
we
gas
said-
mask out from the back.
Man, I wish
We all said Kid would be the killer, and it looks like actually Phil would be.
It's weird. I got glasses on under here. This is a comic book character. Do you know which one?
So Jay, can I hit him with the ghostly story?
Hit me, bro. Yeah,
Ghostly
let's do it.
story. All right, y'all. So I was talking to Jay last night. Again, Jay and I hit scary stories. We hit I feel like I'm able to kind of let loose in these scenarios because a lot of these stories, guys, I've kept to myself. My brother doesn't even know. Like my brother was watching one time and he's like, I didn't know that happened to you. I'm like, do you really want to know when those things happen? I don't think anybody does. But
Yeah.
So we went back to Low Grade's first episode, me being in Vegas. I go to Vegas every year for my birthday, like clockwork. And the times I have gone, these things have happened in my cousin's house. Come to find there was a dead neighbor that died in a fire. They took these records and they moved it in, right? This is something completely different. So, Vegas is a popping. It's a city that never sleeps, and there's always something going on. And I leave this one place to go to another place to hang out, and it's already like maybe 3-4 in the morning. I'm like, all right, time to go. I mean, I think you guys could put 2 and 2 together if I'm in Vegas, right? But so I'm driving, and Jay know.
Yo, check. I don't mean to interrupt. I'm listening to you tell me this story while I'm watching Phil like freaking turn his head with a fucking mask, and I'm just like, oh my fucking gosh, like I'm getting creeped out on my own show. All right, continue, bro. Sorry, that's fucking.
he's freaking me out, dude. So
yeah, dude.
Okay, again, we know Vegas. There's a lot of things that have happened there. I mean, and I'm talking to Jay, and Jay knows exactly what the street I'm talking about. So I'm driving back like down Paradise, or past Paradise to get into this like old curvy street, and as I'm driving, it's like 3:00 in the morning, guys. 4:00 in the morning. I'm driving and I'm swerving in, and there's 2 ways to get to Vegas. To where my cousin lives, you can go down old town, and you can take that way all the way up, or you can go through the other end and come through the back. And as I'm driving, I hit a stop sign, and I wasn't intoxicated or anything. I mean, I was fully like tired, but just wanting to go home. And I'm at a stop sign, and I'm looking up, and I'm looking at the street like this, waiting for the light to turn green. I look in my rearview mirror, and I'm like, oh, like, when is this like going to change? And I move my mirror back again to look, and I see what looks like to be like these headlights, and it's like a car coming, and it's coming fast, guys. And I'm looking at myself, and I'm like, looking at the rearview mirror. I was like, he's going to stop. And I look back, and I look up, I look back, and the car's coming like fast. And As I look up, I see the lights hit. I like brace myself because I'm thinking I'm gonna get hit. I'm gonna get rear-ended. I close my eyes and I clench it, like just as like if you were to get into an accident, you're not prepared for it. And I was just like, ugh. As soon as I clinched and I closed my eyes, I opened up. There was no car there. Nothing whatsoever. Nothing whatsoever. Is empty. And I look in the back. I look through my rearview mirror. I go so far, guys, as to almost want to get out my car and take a look at the back of the car. And I don't do that, of course. Like I'm thinking sensibly. I'm like, just keep driving. Fuck it. Like just take it as a loss. Another scary time in Vegas. You'll tell your cousin. I get home, and in the morning, like my cousin's going to work, and he's leaving, and I'm right behind him because I'm like, hey, dude, I want to talk to you about something. And he's like, what's going on? And I told him, hey, so I was driving, and I came back coming back home, and I almost got hit. But it wasn't a car. The car wasn't there. And he's like, what do you mean? And I'm telling him that. And he's like, oh, dude, there's a lot of people that like race down that road and that have crashed and like died there. He's like, there's been a lot of like bad things that have happened on that street. Actually, it's pretty like trafficy. Like it's not even, and it's a curvy road. I mean, it's going like this. It's in a residential area, guys. But I chalked it up as a loss. I was like, okay, fine. Like I'll never drive down that street again. But it was scary, man. I didn't get any eerie feelings or anything like that. I was just thinking it was like a normal car behind me. To know that, like, to see it coming close and to hear it, like,
Yeah,
it scared the shit out of me, man. I was like,
I'm
as soon as
getting eerie feelings from Sith right now on this fucking mask. Everybody has these masks on. Steve, where's your mask?
I'm wearing it. I'm wearing it, baby. This is as ugly as you're gonna get, man. Actually, I have a mask in here. I have a mask in this closet, but if I open it up, something might fall out, man. I don't know.
Hopefully not.
A dead hand might fall out and be like, and that's it, dude. That's it.
Man, we gotta. You know what? Let me grab a mask, and we gotta take a chat poll. Who's rocking the best mask here? Because all three of you fuckers, like, I'm literally like, this is fucking dope. All these masks are dope. They're creepy. I'm enjoying it. Look at this demon mask, dude. Ready to, oh, his foot, your mouth. Oh, it opens.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, dude! I'd highlight you, but it'll probably boot me out. There's a ghost.
Bat might hit it with ghost car racing.
I had to take that mask off because there was like a. I had like
a breathing mask.
Like the penicillin pack. Like I had a med pack that like went bad, and it like fucking like ruined all my supplies and shit, and got in there. So I've had that gas mask out in the back for like a year, airing out and shit. That's the first time I brought that back in the house.
Yo, Sheena, yes, I am talking about the one and only Vegas. When I go up there, we'll kick it. I will take you to that street where I was at, and I'll take you to the stop sign, and I swear to God, I don't lie about these things. I mean, you guys are looking at me now, and you guys like, this motherfucking liar. I joke about it. I joke about it because it's happened to me, and I can make light of the situation. I don't want to go back and ever think of it and have that eerie feeling or that creepy feeling. So I just make jokes about it. But during the time it's happening, it's such a it's scary, man. I can't even describe it. I mean, Batmite was saying her husband and child are paranormal prone as well. And you could definitely ask a person that has kind of seen or felt things. I mean, Sith for that matter. I mean, it's such an undescribable feeling. You'll never. It's God,
like
it's
my
so
man
hard.
J2 right there.
Yeah, it's so hard to kind of really put into words what it feels like. It's think about it like the most gut wrenching, uneasy type of sickening feeling that you get, and somewhat of a like you're not wanted there. You're like eyes are looking at you, and it could peer. Yeah, it could peer. Oh, dude,
like
exactly.
Eddie Murphy.
When I walk, that's what happens when I walk into church, man.
Fucking man.
Get out.
No communion for you.
But yeah, man, there's a lot of creepy shit that happens out there. I mean, it's fun to talk about. It's great to talk about while we're doing it.
What the fuck?
What in the fuck was that?
Phil? That was the
Not
porcelain
me.
girl.
I think it was J2. Were you playing around with sound effects earlier?
Oh my
That's
god!
no, I mean, that was great because it made
Yeah,
me
that was
like.
I think that's Dent Head, dude. Look at him
wait.
laughing. He's laughing in his mask,
Wait a
bro.
minute. Look behind Steve.
I like how he could drink that.
It's a hand, bro. What would you guys do if you saw a kid's face, like just coming in here, and then all of a sudden the lights just turned out?
I'd be
what
like,
kind of comics he liked.
Nerd Herd needs a new hype man.
Oh my god, dude. Oh
Man,
my god.
2 hours, and I think whoever would like to bless us, we may wrap it up after this. But Steve or Dent,
5 more hours.
sit around. Spine takes 2.0, right?
Going to the
I can't bless anything, but I can fight the evil. I'll tell you that.
Right? The power of Christ compels you.
That's
If
right.
anyone wants to drop one more horror story, Dent, I don't know if you have anything, any other horror experiences or stories that may have been told to you.
Horror, not horror experiences.
Yeah. If we wanted horror stories, we talk to the
everything.
old fat guy in the bunny ranch.
That's gonna be the kid's face that gets me tonight, guys. And I'm done.
I can talk about that duplex I used to live in with that we think was a little kid that kind of haunted. We had people who slept over all the time that would hear like footsteps in the kitchen, like somebody walking around barefooted and like running up and just standing over them, like while they're on the couch sleeping. We'd hear like somebody running around in the attic. But a few times my door was like kind of cracked. I don't know why, it just kept kind of cracked. Something would push it open. You know how you can feel somebody walking towards you. And then I'd feel somebody step on the end of my bed and walk all the way up towards me and just stand there hovering over me. Then I'd feel it like run down the side of my bed and then like go away, and then my door was shut. And then every night about 3:30, I'd hear a loud smack against my window. It has always happened at this time. And I was telling one of my friends, and he would never believe me. He doesn't believe in ghosts. He doesn't believe in anything like that. We came back to my duplex to pick up something before we left to go out of town. And I was in the living room, and he was down my room. And our living room was here. And you go down the hallway and come all the way back down to my room. And my roommate's room was like up towards the front. I dropped something, and I was like, damn. And you hear a little kid laughing. We're the only two there. I walk in the end of the hallway, and my friend's eyes were like big as they can get. And I was like, you finally believe me now? It was like, my roommate, he had a girlfriend that had 2 kids. Like, they got to be in there. Let them go in there. Nobody else is there. And then after that, he started experiencing things when he stayed with me. I don't know. I tried to do some research. I didn't see anybody that ever died there. Nobody ever had a kid. I don't know what it was.
Jeez Louise.
As soon as I moved away from there, all that shit stopped.
Yeah, dude, that's the fact that you moved away was a good thing, man. Because whenever you hear like noises, you should never look back because you're inviting it in. Ever.
But then, when you watch movies and shit, was it a kid? Because you always like hear a kid and like they go to try to talk to it and like tell it to come to them and see what's going on. It ends up being totally something different.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild.
That was a good one. I got chills up my spine right now. I'm looking for a light and a prayer. Here we go.
Oh shit.
Are we gonna have a round of Quidditch or what? Oh my god. He said we might. Oh
That's
my
great.
god.
I like how
This shit wasn't easy to put on when you've been drinking. You better enjoy this, motherfuckers. There was a lot of wrestling with it.
Yeah.
Almost looked like my Jewish ancestors. Here we got like a robe.
You almost
on,
look like a boxer.
That's right.
Stepping in the ring, the
monks and
sinister Sith Lordly.
HK Wifey, Sith is a mess.
Glenn wants to
Hey, I'm just trying to entertain. I'm just accessorizing.
Lady, we need an assist.
Yeah, Glenn wanted to know if those are your PJs. This is what we wear on the daily to sleep. No.
I've got the golden cod piece on.
I like gold. Oh man. Anyone have any horror movie recommendations before we sign off? Anything new? Anything that's worth a rewatch?
Fright Night.
Nice.
The list is too long.
I feel like that's basic, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think where I'm not mess up or slack off at is more pause. I know Sith would make a joke out of that. Is I guess I watch the main franchises or the most famous horror stuff, and that's why I'm following suit like my man Sith Hero will be in watching more B-rated horror movies or horror movies, foreign horror films, things that I haven't seen, things that are going to be fresh to me, new takes on horror. That's ultimately what I'm looking for.
Look at that Panic Beats, man.
Yeah, see, I've never heard of that shit. Look at that.
That is Miss Spain. Miss Spain was in this film from the 80s, man.
Before or after she was crowned?
After.
Okay.
This is a dope movie. This is like an indie comic right here. I would check it out.
Glenn 2K's got a good one, Near Dark. If you like,
that's good. Bill Paxton.
Yeah, that kind of came out around the same time that Lost Boys did.
You get your Ouija right here with Witchboard.
Yeah.
People are strange.
Got me into horror.
Nice. What you
Alfred
got there?
Hitchcock.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, dude, classics never die.
Phil could tell us about that when it came out.
You got the Twilight Zone.
I was too busy watching the moon landing.
That's cool too, though. That's badass. That's cool
Pretty
too.
good movie.
On a soundstage.
I mean, this one from my man Glenn 2K, right? I mean, American Werewolf in London. You can't beat that.
Yeah.
And you notice behind me, look behind me, I got the slaughtered lamb print. That's the tavern where the Americans went before the werewolf killed them on the moors.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yo, you know
Glenn also said My Bloody Valentine, 1980. I saw the remake.
How about?
Oh man, here he goes.
Glenn, I was good friends with 2 of the or 3 of the actors in The Howling, by the way.
Shining, dude. Dr. Sleep is another newer good one that I like.
I like that one.
I fall asleep to it, you know. A good horror podcast that you guys should probably take a listen to. There's what's it called? Dude, I was just listening to it. And it's my phone's dead. I forgot about that.
Oh.
Let's see.
Phil's just showing his history.
All I have is a digital collection. That's all I got.
This is why you need physicals. The Fog, right?
I saw that in the theater. Adrian Barbeau,
Yeah.
Al Holbrook, right?
You know that little video I played? That's Captain Blake from The Fog, the leper. That's the NECA action figure.
Do you consider movies like Cloverfield horror, or are those sci-fi?
It's like a sci-fi thriller.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like me a good like a demon or a haunting, or even slasher to me is kind of basic. It's just like a person. Like Steve had a bad day at work, now he's slashing people.
Okay.
I want some supernatural
shit. We were talking about with the extreme haunted houses. Isn't that too?
I want some ghouls, some demons, some supernatural shit.
How about Okay, so Invasion of the Body Snatchers doesn't qualify.
Or the what's that? The Tales from the Third Kind. The Third Kind. That was a good one too.
Close Encounters of
Close Encounters of the Third Kind with the girl from Double Jeopardy. That was a good one too.
There's The Fourth Kind. Which
that's it. That's it.
Sci-fi horror. Just kind of crazy.
Yeah.
J2 tried to make a goat noise.
No,
can you do a goat impression, J2?
Can I do a goat profession?
Make sure you have a proper warm up.
Hey, there you go.
That's a clip. Spine tickle tomorrow.
Clip that shit. Go me with everybody else. I am the goat.
The goat.
Sci-fi thrillers, as in like spacey or just aliens.
Well,
I got booted out.
What is it, like Event Horizon?
Event Horizon is perfect, dude.
How about The Purge? Is that a horror film?
No, that's about 5 years from now.
I don't classify them as horror films.
Okay, that's why I'm asking, right? I mean, some movies they're suspenseful.
Yes,
They got you on the edge of your seat, but it's not necessarily a horror film.
Well, I mean, wouldn't you say The Strangers it would be the same? Because it's like not that the fact that they're purging, but it's only 3 of them. They're trying to hijack that house. I think that's a little more horror than anything.
I was gonna say I believe it's more horror than The Purge is, because there are some scary moments like that. You see the suspenseful jump scenes. In The Purge, it's just a bunch of fools murdering each other and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's LA. I grew up with that. That's not horror.
I would have to say, like, if I made honorable mentions for the night, or if any fans, our friends in the chat want to check out, I would do The Possession of Hannah Grace, which I fell in love with the first time I watched it, and Hereditary. I know we spoke a little bit about
looks scared
last time. More so Hereditary. I believe that movie creeped me. It was the first movie that's like literally scared the fuck out of me. Next to The Conjuring, like for recent films, Hereditary made the butthole pucker up. Like I was fucking scared, like legit,
in a bad way.
You know, that might be a good scale to rate movies on in the future.
How puckers is your butthole?
How many puckers do you give this film?
We'll write that into the script for our horror show,
right? And I mean, on that note, I don't want to be the party pooper. We've been kicking it for 2 hours. Yeah, party pooper. Well, you can't party poop when your butthole puckers up, right? And you're scared all the damn time. But you know what that means, guys. I'm gonna have to sign us off, wind us down. The laptop has been fucking running like there's a ghost in the machine or something's possessed. But I do gotta say, let's give a big shout out to everyone that's hanging out in the chat. They all were talking good. They wanted ghost stories. They were dropping favorite movies, honorable mentions. There was a lot of laughs, and I gotta give a round of applause to the panel that's here hanging with me tonight, man. I had some friends come through. They wanted to share the screen with me. I reached out to them and said, look, I want to talk some horror. If my laptop doesn't shit on me, like, let's have fun. And we made the best of the moment, man. This is the Low Grades. Sith and I, along with Phil, are getting ready to start doing some horror movie reviews as well. We're going to exchange some horror movies and hopefully jump on and try to see if we can scare each other with some movies.
Yeah,
that's what I'd imagine.
J2, I just want to say, if
making Phil a believer, I'm going to do that.
If Spine Tick sucks tomorrow, it's your fault for getting me loaded on Friday night.
Is it? Man, I apologize, but hey, man.
Make smart choices.
Make smart choices.
You know,
Amy is going to be with me for the rest of my life.
She's haunting you.
Make smart choices.
Right. But I got to say, man, thank you to Denthead for coming, bro. It's always a pleasure hanging out with you. I love hearing your ghost stories. And the mask that you brought out today was dope. Steve, HipHopsNMe, bro. Again, congrats to Team Nerd Herd on the 1K, dude. You had a lot of special guests on last night, and for a second there, I didn't think I would be able to make it because of these same technical issues. But, bro, the shit was awesome. 1K is right around the corner. Phil, it's always a pleasure hanging with you and sharing the screen with you.
Thanks for having me.
Speaking the wisdom you have, you're gonna tell me what it was like when The Exorcist first came out. I know you were in line. Yeah, I know you were watching the films in the black and the white. Like Sid said, you can tell us what it was like when Alfred Hitchcock movies were dropping. Like then on there.
That might be that guy.
And Sith, my G, bro, it's always a pleasure. This ain't the first time. I know it ain't gonna. Oh, sinister Sith. It ain't the last time, and it ain't the first time, bro. Guys, thanks for coming on the Low Grades. Thanks for hanging out. Look out for Camp Blood Vacation. Look out for I Like Mine Horror. Horror collabs coming soon. Not horror collabs. Horror collabs coming soon.
Horror collabs.
That's a different channel.
Yeah, that's for a different channel. If you go look up Hairy Old Fat Guy search history, you'll see what a horror collabs are.
Man.
But other than that, thank you to everyone who supports. Thanks for everyone for hanging out. This has been the Low Grades, and we did some horror talking. So peace, everybody.
Oh my god.